Polaris Deal Days are underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Now get up to $3,000 off select off-road Polaris vehicles. Built to go, priced to move. Also, it's the CF Moto All Cylinders Sales Event with financing as low as 0.99% or rebates up to $1,500. And get Honda bonus bucks up to $1,500 for accessories, protection plans, or for your down payment at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the state playoffs. We have made it through the regular season. We got a week off to recuperate, so did the teams. And now we're here. First round of the 3A state playoffs. In the West region, we've got the number 23 seed, North Davidson Black Knights. And we're at North Lincoln. They are number 10, the North Lincoln Knights. So we'll tell you up front, it's going to be a little difficult keeping everything straight. We've got North and Black Knights and Knights. So we will try and keep that all squared away for you. But we're here, and we're ready for the playoffs to begin. And we've been looking forward to this for a while, and now we get down to the fun part of the season.
Yeah, like I say, it was good to have a week off to recuperate our voices, and I'm sure for some of the teams out there to recuperate and get a little healthy and get ready to play on the stretch run here, and it's going to be a beautiful night.
Football weather.
Yes, with the Knights.
Yes.
Sorry.
I did not see what you did there. Usually it's like, I see what you did there. No, I didn't. Whee! Right over the head. Good one there. So coming into tonight's game, we've got North Lincoln, who is near the top or at the top, depending on the ratings you're looking at. 9-1 on the season, 6-1 in conference. For the last 3 weeks of the season, they had the number one RPI in the state, but that only measures your record and your opponent's record and your opponent's record. It's a rating of kind of your record along with strength of schedule. It doesn't look at point spreads. It doesn't look at who you beat or who you didn't beat. And in this case, who you didn't beat dropped North Lincoln probably 8 to 9 slots down in the rankings. They beat Hickory. They'd probably be number one, and they would be hosting all the way through the playoffs. So, one game can really make a difference. So now they drop down behind all of the conference champions, and they were the top team at that point. So they came in with a number 10 seed, and they get North Davidson, a team that has really kind of struggled the last couple of years. The record isn't all that great. 4-6 this year, and they were 3-2 in conference. Now that's kind of they have a small conference. They only have 6 teams in there, so they only play 5 games in conference. 3-2, not. You look at what they did last year. They were 3-8, but they had a lot going on last year. Cody Bowman is their head coach. He is in his first full season. There's another team. What was the other team we had earlier this year where a coach left in the middle of the season?
Yeah, I think that was,
I'm trying to remember.
Either here or East Lincoln. It was
I forget who it was.
Yeah.
But he took over after the resignation of Brian Flynn on October 4th last season. So he coached basically the conference schedule. It's his first head coaching job, and they went to the first round of the playoffs and lost at J.M. Robinson 42-0. And then this year they're 4-6. And so, 5-10 in his record. And this is a team that, as you'll hear from Coach Basil, it's a team that's had a lot of success in the past, but they're kind of struggling right at the moment. So this season, they've scored 193 points in 10 games, but 52 of those came in the last game. So if you subtract that out, now you're down to about 141 points in 9 games. You're under 16 points a game. And this is a team that runs the spread offense. So you would think points. But Coach Bowman was kind enough to send us stats because there's nothing on Max Preps. He sent us some of their stat sheets. And what jumped out at me was the offense is kind of anemic, if those stats are correct. You saw the same thing I did.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think one thing that did also kind of stand out is that they really tried to balance everything. I mean, there wasn't much there, but, I mean, if you look at the stats as far as offensively, they they were pretty much even passing and running.
Yeah.
So it just tells me at least they're trying to keep some sort of balance. But just, as you said, not much success until the last game. But, looking at them from up here doing the eye test, they
look pretty good.
They look good.
Yeah.
But, if you looked like you played, well, that would be.
Yeah, so looking at them, they've got 1,100 yards rushing and 1,056 passing. So there's the balance you're talking about. But that's not a lot of offense. You just look over here at North Lincoln, and they've got how many yards rushing? Is it 3,000?
Yes. I think I had written that down. It was,
like 3,300 yards rushing.
And it was interesting.
And this team only has 2,100 total.
I was kind of looking at some of the national ranks, just kind of how that rushing stat compared, and they're twice the average rushing in the nation. That 330-yard plus rushing a game. And I thought was also interesting was per catch. We know they don't throw it.
Yeah,
but they average 23 yards a catch, and nationally it's 14.9. So
when they strike big.
When they strike, it's big, and their longest pass play was a 62-yarder, and the national average is 65. So they do strike quick on those 4 to 5 passes.
We were here for that one too. I think that was to Tim Folk early in the game.
Right down the seam.
Yeah.
Sitting here, but yeah.
Everybody's plowing into the line of scrimmage. They go, ha, sucker, here we go.
But yeah, you've got to be able to. You can't compare offenses when it comes to these two teams.
Yeah, you think it's spread offense. Okay, we're going to see something like East Lincoln, which that is what they run, but they don't run it near as well as East Lincoln.
No. But like I say, they'll try to keep balance. And again, it could be that, like you said, first full year coach that they're trying to kind of get that rhythm sort of together, trying out exactly what they have over there at North Davidson. But it's going to be interesting.
Well, you're listening to the Stadium Pregame Show brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports of Lowell. We'll take a 1-minute timeout, and then we'll be back with key players to watch on both teams.
You can book your tee times online at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden. Just go online at glenoaksgolf.com. Pick out your tee time and book it. Check out their pro shop, snack bar, driving range, and banquet hall. And memberships are available. For more information, call 828-428-2451. Or again, go online at glenoaksgolf.com and like them on Facebook too. For over 60 years, Honda Motorcycles of Shelby has been serving this area, and they continue to do so today. Right now, you'll find a good inventory of dirt bikes, plus 150 and up to 450 models of on- and off-road bikes. See the new 2024 Honda Rebel, along with 4x4 ATVs and side-by-sides, including the Pioneer and the Talon, plus Gold Wings and Trikes. And don't forget about their parts and service department. That's Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at HondaMotorcyclesofShelby.com.
Back here at North Lincoln, the clock is counting down. Teams, North Davidson, I almost said Central Davidson. North Davidson has gone to the locker room, and North Lincoln, here we go. We're going to have to be more specific, as my teachers would say, and taking a look. Getting ready for the game to start here. So taking a look at some of the key players to watch, brought to you by Key Builders of Lincolnton. If we look first for North Davidson, and again, we thank Coach Bowman for sending us some stats because there is nothing on Max Preps. And leading him passing, actually doing all of the passing except the one, is number 7, Ethan Pickle, senior quarterback, 100 completions out of 209 attempts, 1,031 yards. So they don't complete for a big average. That's 100 completions, but you're barely averaging 10. And you were saying North Lincoln is what, 16?
I am at 23.
Oh, 23. That's
catch.
right, 23.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see a lot of the short throws, quick outs, that sort of thing. So I think we'll see North Lincoln have to go up to the line of scrimmage a little closer if they're going to. And that's what you have to do against Hickory, and then just hope to God they don't burn you long. Which Hickory can do. We don't know about this team as we haven't seen much with them. And then rushing-wise, you got Amir Dalton, number 9. He's a junior, 122 carries, 393 yards. I was looking at their totals. 307 carries for 1,119 yards. Team average is 3.6. And if you've got everybody spread out like that, you should do better than 3.6.
Absolutely. Yeah, it just tells you maybe a little bit.
Boom, boom.
If there is an issue, that it might be a little bit more up front, and we'll have to wait and let the game play out.
Okay, they turned the lights out on us here, so I didn't have my phone ready. So, and then passing, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 18 rushing touchdowns, which is surprising for a team with a spread offense, but they just don't score a whole heck of a lot of points. 193 in 10 games. And for a spread offense, that's, I guess the word might be anemic.
Absolutely.
And defensively, let's see, receiving-wise, Ryan Forrest, senior, 28 catches, 331 yards. Again, barely over 10, 1 touchdown. And you look at all of them, they're all right at 10 or under 10, except for Damani Chorn, who I believe comes out of the backfield. He's got 17 for 250. So defensively, Bryce Burkhart, number 6, is their leading tackler, 106. There's some tackle for losses numbers here we're not going to mention here because I don't think they're real. I've never let's put it this way, folks. I've never seen anybody make 50 tackles and 36 of them be for a loss. Have you seen that, Scott?
No,
Yeah.
I have not seen that.
And their turnover margin is +2, so their offense has committed 13 turnovers, but they've forced 15, so pretty much balanced there. So those are some of the players to look for from North Davidson, and if you've listened to this broadcast before, you know who will probably get mentioned most for North Lincoln.
Absolutely. I mean, like you say, you mentioned that they barely had 1,900 yards or so of offense for North Davidson. Well, Shannon Wingate has pretty much almost 1,600 yards himself, 1,572 yards rushing, 157 yards a game just himself, and 24 touchdowns. So, yeah, if you're going to definitely key on somebody, he might be one, but you better be careful because we know quarterback Eli Sipe has 4 touchdowns passing and 3 interceptions, but again, he just runs this offense. Like I said, this is probably our 4th or 5th game covering North Lincoln.
At least 4th, yeah.
He is fantastic when he pulls it. Kind of gives you that little, I'm keeping it, tucks it that ball in, but we'll pitch it a little bit late to either Landon Agee, who has 649 yards rushing and 12 touchdowns, or Tim Folk, who has 589 yards and 6 touchdowns. So they're averaging 330 yards a game, as we mentioned. And so, like you say, they're just a 4-headed monster, and you don't know who's got it. And then when you think you're up there to stop it,
yeah, we don't know who has it sometimes.
Yeah, go hit you with that pass to Aaron Doden or somebody coming up the slot, up the hash marks. And again, averaging 23 per catch. So again, you better be careful there. Defensively, as we'll hear here in a little bit, it's good that Ryan Bassani is back. He's averaging 11 tackles a game. Cade Sturgill, also another linebacker, he's averaging 10 tackles a game. Brady Rinkus does a great job. He's averaging 6 tackles a game. Tim Folk, goes both ways as well, and so he's always around the ball. And they've had 8 interceptions and 7 fumbles on the year, so they are opportunistic, and they do a good job on their blitz package. Again, we've covered them a few times, and sometimes it's kind of hard to pick up the ball on offense. Sometimes it's hard to pick up who's coming
yeah,
on their blitz package, and they do a fantastic job there. And then, of course, what we've been calling the X Factor pretty much a lot of times in our games. This is special teams, and that, of course, is Jake Dillingham. Well, I've got 38 touchbacks.
Yeah.
4 or 5 field goals. Hasn't attempted 2, but got a 44-yarder. And Tanner Ayers.
We were here for that 44-yarder because that thing had plenty of leg.
Oh, it was still climbing, I think, when it was going through. But they do a good job with their punt team. Tanner Ayers, I got him down for 39-yard average when he punts. So, I mean, like you say, we've kind of talked here and there, and that special teams, if North Lincoln's going to make that run, I think obviously Jake Dillingham's going to be huge here in the postseason.
Well, that's it for Key Players to Watch, brought to you by Key Builders of Lincolnton. We'll take a 1-minute timeout, and then we'll be back with our interview with Coach Nick Mazel. You're listening to the Stadium Pregame Show, brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports on LincolnCounty.com. There we go.
Tarzan says it's the biggest tree cutting special he's ever seen from J. Douglas Tree Service. Why it's so big, it's driving cheetah bananas. Now, for a limited time from J. Douglas Tree Service, all current customers can take 10% off. But that's not all. New customers get 20% off. Trim it up, cut it down, and they also do stump grinding. And they've just recently added a 75-foot bucket truck. Call 704-689-9459. Again, 704-689-9459 for a free estimate. That's J. Douglas Tree Service.
Your land, your vision. At James River Equipment, we know every property is unique. Whether you're planting a garden, raising livestock, or just enjoying wide open spaces, we've got the perfect John Deere tractor for you. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 72 months on select John Deere compact tractors. Visit JamesRiverEquipment.com to find a location near you. Ends 10/25/24. Subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. James River delivers.
And joining us on the Stadium pregame show, brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports of Lowell, is the head coach of the North Lincoln Knights, Coach Nick Basil. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Thank you, Dave. Good to be back on. Talk to you guys. Enjoy this part. So, thanks for having me.
We enjoy talking to you, too, and I'm sure your last game of the season was against your rival, East Lincoln, and I'm sure you enjoyed that one as well.
We did, Dave. We enjoyed it, because we won it, but all wasn't peaches and cream when we went back and looked at the film. Honestly, we played probably one of the worst games we played since the first of the season. And our kids know that, and they do now because we went through film. Just wasn't real pleased with our performance. There was just way too many mistakes made and some things that we don't normally do that we did in that game. And, it kind of goes back. I think our kids, when they play in a big game, sometimes they let the bigness of it overwhelm them, and they don't have the games that they should have. I thought when we played West Iredale the week before, we had really made some strides, and our goal, I've talked to you about this before, our goal's always been to get a little better every week, and not worry about who we're playing, just worry about, competing with ourselves and not the team that we're playing so much, and just try to make ourselves better so that in the end of the season, when it's time for playoffs, we should be peaking. And I thought we really made some strides in that West Iredale game, one of the best games I think we played all year, all around team-wise. And then we go out there against East and we don't perform like we should have. And we were fortunate to win it, but wasn't very pleased overall. So we've done some backtracking and tried to do some things this week to get us back to where we were. I think we made some strides because we had the open dates, so we were able to fix some things and work some kinks out that weren't very good there. But it's always good to get a win over your county rival. It's a big game, and it's got bragging rights and everything as far as the kids go, more than anything else. But it was a good one to end the regular season on, and hopefully it'll springboard us into the playoffs with a little momentum.
So you win that game, and then you get a week off that wasn't expected, but they had to add into the schedule because of Hurricane Helene. How much does that really help your team, both as far as execution and health-wise?
Couldn't have been better timing for it, Dave, to be honest with you. Bassani was not full throttle against East. He was still nursing that strained MCL that he had that kept him out of some games. And then Cade Sturgill, our other linebacker, he was battling a thigh injury that he hadn't bounced back from either. So he was not 100% in that game. And so, then you just got other kids that's playing with sore this or sore that. Just the grueling attrition, I guess you'd say, of a 10-game season, and us not having an open date since week 3. And so it couldn't have came at a better time. I think right now, a lot of people And we've lost some kids for the season. That's been 3, 4, 5 games ago that we've lost some starters for the season. We wasn't going to get them back anyway. But the people that we finished against West Iredale in the regular season with, those kids have healed up and are a whole lot better right now. And I'd say that Cade and Bassani are about 100% now. They're moving like they did prior to the last week, the East Lincoln game, and some of the other kids that's been nursing some soreness and stuff like that. We had a chance to heal up, so it was. Some people had chose to play an 11th game, and you could do that if you wanted to, but not me, buddy. I was going to use that one to get us back healed up and 100%, so we at least get going in this first round with everybody feeling good about themselves.
Well, I did an unofficial poll of all the Lincoln County coaches right after that decision came out and asked them if they were going to try to play another game or take the bye week, and everybody quickly replied, "No, we're taking the bye week."
Yeah, I was so glad that happened. I hated the fact that they waited so late to make the decision, because it made us have to play 3 games in 8 days, and that was where we had all our injuries, and I knew it was going to happen. You don't give kids rest. They play a game, play 3 games, and come back on the next day and have to practice the day after the game. And I played high school football too, so I know how I felt on Saturday mornings. I didn't want to get out of bed, much less get up and go to school and then have to practice that evening or afternoon. So they had to do it 3 times, and we had to readjust everything in the weight room. I mean, we had to take it easy on them there, and so they got behind in the weight room for those 3 weeks, and then just trying to keep them healed up and taped up, and it's just not a good thing when you have to do that. But now that we're where we are now, that would have meant that last week we would have probably had to play Hickory or somebody in that last open week, and that would have put us going into the playoffs without an open date at all. So essentially it all worked out for the best and gave us a chance to get everybody back feeling good and being able to play at 100%.
Tonight you have the first round of the state playoffs, and you have the North Davidson Black Knights. This is going to kill me on the air. 2 teams named Knights, but
Yep.
That's my problem. What have you been able to find out about North Davidson, and what have you noticed about them, and is there anybody that they kind of resemble that we might have seen this year?
Yeah. First of all, once you get to this stage of the season, there's no bad teams that you're going to line up. There's going to be some that's better than others, but there's not going to be any bad ones. And so their record, if people go and research them, they're not going to think that this team is one of the good teams because of their record. But that you can't be, people will look at that and just automatically assume that these guys are going to win round 1. Well, it's not that way. North Davidson is a rich tradition in football as far as being winning programs, and so just in 2018, I believe it was my first year at North, they played Shelby in the state finals, and I've kept up with them year in and year out. They're always up there in the top in the rankings at the end, and they've always got really good athletes over there, and coaches have done a good job with them, and they had a killer preseason. They had to play Watauga, who hadn't been beaten in I don't know how long, and then they had to play Davie County, which is a really tough 4A school, and they're competitive year in and year out. So I forget who their other non-conference game was, but their wins came in the conference, which gave them a little higher seed because of their conference standing. But if I was going to equate them to anybody, I would say that they are probably right there about the same caliber as East Lincoln. Very similar to them in things that they do. They've got really good receivers like East had. They got a quarterback that can throw it. They've got some backs that are really quick. One's a good sized kid, and one's a smaller kid. And I don't know their names. I just know their numbers. But they're really shifty and fast, and that's one thing we don't have a lot of. And Dave, unfortunately, there's not a lot of speed on our team. It's just the way it is. But so one of them cats get loose, we probably won't catch him. And so it's and then they turn around on defense, and they've got those really good looking kids up front, not the big heavy ones that can't move. They got a 6'5" kid that's about 6'5", 260. And then they got another defensive lineman, defensive end, that's probably about 6'2", 230. Just good sized kids that's mobile, and very athletic in the secondary. It's just, you'd hope that you wouldn't, to get a 10 seed, you'd hope you'd get somebody that maybe wasn't as talented as you, but didn't work out for us this time. So they're one that we gotta bring our A game Friday, or we won't make it past round one if we don't, because they're good enough to beat us and to advance and play some other teams. So, I was kind of hoping for something a little different, but we have what we have, so we just got to prepare our kids best we can.
Well, Coach, we thank you for your time, and we wish you the best of luck in tonight's ball game.
Well, thank you, Dave. I appreciate it. We always like a little bit of luck if we can get some. And being at home should help us a little bit. Just hope our kids come out. I really think the one that wins this one's going to be the team that's the most physical. And I try to challenge our kids to be that every week. And if we want to win, we've got to win the line of scrimmage. And so I think we've done that in every game but one. So hopefully we can pull that out this week.
Coach, thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you later.
All right. Thank you, Dave.
And we thank Coach Basil for joining us on the pregame, as he always does when we cover a North Lincoln game. Teams have come out on the field, and we're getting ready to go here. That'll wrap it for the stadium pregame show, brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports of Lowell. And they have tossed the coin, and North Lincoln has elected to kick off first, and that plays into what we were saying. Jake Dillingham is a weapon. I went back to the East Lincoln game we did a couple weeks ago, and we talked about how many touchbacks, 38 out of 58 kickoffs. This was the field position for East Lincoln starting the game, each of their drives, the 20, the 20, the 20, the 20, the 28, the 16, the 20, and the 20. An average of 20.5. So they had 80 yards to go basically every possession they started on. And for North Lincoln, they started twice at the East Lincoln 49, so we'll call that 51 for average sake. And their average field position was a 40. So 20 yards field difference, and that's just from Jake Dillingham blasting it in the end zone every time. So we're just about ready to get going here, and just to kind of point out other teams from the Western Foothills 3A tonight. East Lincoln, number 20, is going down to Kings Mountain, number 13. I think Kings Mountain might remember the last time East Lincoln strolled in. That was that 46-20 game, which was 39-8 at halftime, and they just blitzed Kings Mountain. They didn't know what hit them. We're sitting up at the press box going, what is going on? And the Kings Mountain broadcast crew, the quarterback's dad was one of the color commentators. He's just like, what is going on? He didn't know what was happening. Hickory's got number 30, Tuscola. Statesville is hosting Franklin, and North Iredale is at Oak Grove. So this conference got 5 teams in.
Well, like I say, it was a competitive conference, which is why some of their rankings were pretty high all season.
We're ready to go here. Jake Dillingham to kick off. Lincoln County High School football is brought to you by Bug Busters of Lincolnton, and that will be another touchback. Shocking.
Hello.
We never would have expected that out of Jake. So 39 out of 59 now for Jake. And it'll be 1st and 10 for North Davidson at the 20-yard line. We'll have to be really specific tonight.
Well, as we kind of mentioned in pregame, we're going to be happy with numbers. White jerseys for the Black Knights and black numbers.
Makes me happy.
North Lincoln is blue with black, but white outline numbers, and hopefully that'll help.
Yeah, our old eyeballs here. So again, the spread offense, they come out, 3 wide receivers to the near side of the field, handoff, should be Dalton going up the middle, and there's not much there. I'm sorry, number 2, Jalen Hayes. Summy on the tackle, and they gain about 3 on the first play.
Yeah, as you mentioned, this is an offense that North Lincoln's pretty much used to. They kind of see this all year with some of the teams that they play in their conference with Hickory and East Lincoln. And they, again, will run predominantly a 3-4. Upon occasion, they'll bring that outside linebacker down to play a little defensive end. But right now, they're playing pretty much a 3-4, 1 deep, and sometimes they'll drop off depending on the formation.
2nd and 7. Again, 3 wide receivers to this side, and we've got first penalty of the ball game goes against North Davidson. They're called for a procedure penalty, and they'll back them up 5 and put them behind the sticks.
Yeah, again, they had trips to the near side of us.
And that's the short side of the field, too, yeah. Really.
Sometimes they try to measure up, but ball is now in the middle of the field, and we'll see what they come out this time. Looks like they have twin formations, 2 receivers on each, with 1 back next to Pickle in the backfield.
2 and 2 to each side. Again, Pickle in the backfield. Back to throw, quick out, pass is completed to number 24, Jacob Fortson. But a quick tackle there, not much yards after catch on that one.
That was a great job there by number 20, Landon Agee. Who again plays both ways, but plays the right cornerback for the Knights of North Lincoln. Try to get myself in a habit of.
Yes, we have to say North Lincoln, North Davidson, Black Knights, something. We got to be more specific. So only 4 on that play. It was 3rd and 9. First possession of the game for either team. Man in motion is Dalton. Pickle rolls out to his right, looks downfield. He gets hit as he throws, and it's a little high over his intended receiver and out of bounds. Intended receiver was Damani Chorn, and it's going to be a 3 and out. Good start for North Lincoln.
Yeah, good pressure again. As we kind of mentioned in the pregame that they will kind of disguise some blitzes, and that time they had Agee and Sturgill kind of coming in on the backside, but he was able to just get rid of it. Almost completed that for the first down, but that'll bring up the first punt of the game for the Black Knights.
He was left-footed kicker we were watching before the game. It's a pretty good kick. Fielded at the 39-yard line by Tim Folk. Misses by the first guy. And he works his way up. And they're going to forward progress to about the 45-yard line. So return of 6 yards. And this is where Jake Dillingham comes in, and he's such a weapon. Now they've got the ball at the 45. They've got 25 yards better field position than what North Davidson had to start with.
Yeah, we were kind of also watching some of the kickers for the Black Knights, and it looks like they might have a pretty comparable set of kickers. That time we saw the left footer, as you mentioned, Connor Dunn punting, and that wasn't a bad punt. But again, the field position to start kind of sets them back. Good field position for the Knights.
And the shift that North Lincoln normally does, they go from hands on knees down into a stance, and that caused somebody to jump. Well, we got a little feedback on the referee tonight. I don't know if you heard that.
70, Lincoln Davis for the Black Knights, and we have him down as one of the players to watch. Did a good job receiving or tackling rather for the Black Knights. We'll see what they can do to stop this on 1st and 5.
They almost did it. Almost jumped again. This time it's Wingate. He just burrows behind the blockers on the right side, gets 3 yards. They don't need to do much here since it was 1st and 5. And they'll put him in Black Knights territory as they get to the 47-yard line. And that time they came out, they had 2 wide receivers, which is a little unusual. Now it's the normal formation, 1 wide receiver, 2 wingbacks, and Wingate behind Sipe. Shannon again, he's got an opening. He's through the left side, first down and more. He gets across the 30-yard line, down to the 27. So a gain of 20 on that play. And it'll be a Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Knights.
Yeah, again, they just do such a good job. Sometimes they'll run that fullback Wingate a little tight in that veer, or sometimes they'll widen it out. That time it was a little while more off tackle, and Wingate was able to break through. And that's one thing we do know about this North Lincoln offensive line. They will stay on their blocks as long as possible to get extra yards.
Snap, Wingate around the left side. He's got some room to run, turns it back in a little bit, and he gets down to the 21, 22-yard line. So another good gain on first down, whether it's a penalty or whether it's a 5-yard run. It still comes out to be about the same. You get short yardage, and you stay within the sticks.
Yeah, a little surprising there. I mean, kind of from my angle, I thought she just kept going on that line. He was out heading around the outside, but he kind of saw something, obviously, that I didn't. Cut it back, but like you said, picking up 4 or 5 yards at a time, but that'll get done what North Lincoln usually does.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised, too, when he turned it back towards the middle of the field. It was like there was nobody outside on contain. 2nd and 5. Sight pitches. Agee got the ball, makes the grab on the pitch, gets across the 20-yard line. He's into the red zone. A short gain on that play.
Yeah, it was a good job being disciplined there from the Black Knights. They had 3 guys in the backfield. It was interesting that AG was able to kind of squeeze through there and pick up 2 yards like he did.
We've got the window open tonight trying to get a crowd mic, and we're getting Kerry and doubled. Kerry Miller. We get him inside the press box and outside. 3rd and 5. Wingate's got it. Hit at the line of scrimmage, but he bowls his way through and across the 15 to the 14. Another Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Knights. Gain of 6, and the drive keeps going. We're first possession for North Lincoln here. Now down to the 14-yard line.
Yeah, that was a great second effort by Wingate there. Like you said, he was kind of hit early right around the line of scrimmage, but was able to stay on his feet, pick up those extra 3 or 4 yards, and get that Turner Hauser Insurance first down.
Handoff up the middle. Some yardage there, not a lot. He gets down close to the 10-yard line. And this time it's Sturgill who's subbed in for. He subbed in for him, so Cade Sturgill is number 15. So he gets 3 yards. Wingate comes back out now. He had done the lion's share of the work on this drive, so they gave him a little bit of a rest.
You get one, then you got to get back in there. You're in the red zone. Let's go.
And he knows what to do. 24 touchdowns on the season. Play clock down to 5. Snap. Sipe keeps it. Follows Wingate through on the right side. He gets down to about the 6 or 7. It's going to be a little bit short of the first down. It's tough to tell. It's far enough down there I can't see the angle with the sticks and everything. So he gets to the 7. So a gain of 4 there for Sipe, his first carry of the night. And it's 3rd and 3.
That was almost like an isolation play. Just let Wingate kind of lead up through there, got right behind him, pick up some yards.
Wingate has it, bursts up through the left side, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown for the North Lincoln Knights. And let the light show begin. So a 7-yard touchdown run by Wingate. He gets most of the yards on the drive, and he caps it off with a quick hitter through the right side and drags the lineman into the end zone. So that is an Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Lincolnton touchdown for the Knights. Jake Dillingham will be on for the James River Equipment PAT.
Yeah, sort of run that picket fence sort of formation, which they have used a couple times to try to get 2. But Dillingham in here to kick.
Sipe will hold, snap, hold, kick is up, and it is pounded through. It does stay on the property. So on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, it's North Lincoln 7, North Davidson 0. You're listening to Lincoln County High School football on KTC.
The Dodge Black Friday sales event is underway at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lincoln. Get in on big performance and receive $11,100 total bonus cash allowance on the new 2024 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat. And if you're a Ford brand owner or leasee, you can get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on a new 2024 Dodge Durango. All during the Black Friday sales event at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1442 East Main Street in Lincoln. It's time to gobble up the set.
Back here at North Lincoln, the Knights strike first on a 7-yard touchdown run by number 3, Shannon Wingett. So that was an 8-play drive. They were aided by 5 yards in penalties, so they went 50 yards in 8 plays, took almost 5 minutes off the clock. Perfect by Coach Basil's standards.
Yeah, typical North Lincoln, right? Just matriculate down the field, as the old Hank Stram would say. And
yes.
That was a great job there by North Lincoln, and get off on a quick start, and we'll see what happens on this second drive for the Black Knights.
This time the kick goes to the 1-yard line, and it is picked up at the 1-yard line by Colt Fisher, and he brings it out to the 15-yard line. So that's even better than a touchback.
Yeah, like I said, that's kind of what Dillingham does. Gives you that option if you get it at the 1. Sometimes you may want to just, I don't know, maybe let it bounce in the end zone. But
well, he kicks it so far and high that even if it doesn't go in the end zone, the coverage team gets plenty of time to come down the field, and they've actually pinned him back worse. They'll say it's at the 16, but it's barely over it. So they've got 85 yards to go now this time instead of just 80. 2 by 2 on the wide receivers, man in motion. And we're going to have another flag.
Another false start.
And North Davidson is not helping himself.
Oh, the old referee, Mike. I forgot about that. All right, good to hear.
Yeah, because you didn't knock it out of the way tonight.
Hey. I'm going to knock this fire hydrant out of here in a minute. No, I'm actually very comfortable.
Now, actually, I was going to point out, you brought up Hank Stram, so I did not make the first Kansas City Chiefs reference of the night.
That's true. This is true. But I mentioned,
usually I
mentioned a coach, not the coach.
Yes.
That other guy.
So 1st and 15, Pickle back to pass, throws over the middle, has got a receiver, catch is made. He gets close to the first down. It's caught by number 9, Amir Dalton. And he'll gain 14 on that play. Gets to the 25, but he's going to be about a yard short and bring up 2nd and short.
Oh, that was a beautiful throw there. Waiting for that crossing route to kind of develop. Laid it right there in front. We could get maybe a couple extra yards, but a good tackle there by Folk for North Lincoln. And like you say, 2nd and short.
As Coach Basil pointed out in the interview, he said they've got some good wide receivers. If they can get a cut, and handoff goes to number 2, Zaylin Hayes. Hayes goes around the left side. And he's going to have enough for the Turner Hauser Insurance first down. Short gain of 2, but they only needed 1.
Yeah, a little bit of the film that we got to watch. Number 2 for North Davidson, Zaylin Hayes. He's got some speed, too. If he gets around to the edge, he might be tough to bring down. So they've got to do a good job of kind of keeping him inside the tackles and keep everything ahead of him. But, a couple plays that I saw, he can move.
This is deja vu. We did the East Lincoln game 2 weeks ago, and you got a team that just stands out there in the field and looks over the sideline for the call. It's like, we just left this movie. Pickle back to pass. He's hit as he throws it. His floater's up in the air, bounces off the receiver, and it's caught. Unbelievable. It bounced off either the receiver or the defensive back high in the air. Amir Dalton with a catch. My goodness. Okay, went from the 25 to the 32. So 18 and 25. 43 yards on the carom. And Pickle was hit hard. It was a wonder the ball got that far down the field.
I was going to say, it almost looked like a punt the way it got out of his hand.
The way it wobbled, it looked like one of my punts.
And then it looked like it hit a helmet because then it
Hit
bounced and
something.
it went up about
Shoulder pad or a helmet. It went a
10
good
yards in
10
the air.
feet in the air at least. So it's Turner Hauser Insurance first one of the game. Pickle keeps it, goes around the left side, and he is jarred up. Couldn't resist. You got me earlier. I was like, so Pickle keeps, and he loses 2 on the play.
I was going to say he got caught in the middle there, but, you know.
He was caught in the pickle.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun with that name, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. Never a dull moment. Here we go.
This is where we start losing listeners. These guys
I've been warned about this.
Yeah, better hang up.
2nd and 12. They're at the Knights 34. Back to pass. Another one over the middle. This time it's intercepted. Picked off by Tim Folk, who stepped in front of the receiver. I don't think Pickle saw him. He had the receiver coming over from the right side. Folk was coming over from the left, and he steps in front and picks it off.
Yeah, it looked like number 50, Grant Mullen for North Lincoln, was coming in, and he sort of stopped. Like he was trying to read maybe a screen pass, but then he, a little bit taller than Pickle, might have kind of gotten his way, his vision a little bit, and then Pickle just kind of threw that in. Didn't see Folk, as you mentioned, and it was good pick there by Folk, and pretty much starting about the same position they started that first drive.
Yeah, 45 last time, 38 this time. So Sipe keeps it this time, pitches. He's got room. He's got room. Sidesteps one man. He's down the sideline across the 50, the 40, 30, 20. Cuts it back inside, breaks a tackle, and he gets down inside the 5-yard line. What a great run by Landon Agee. Even better pitch by Eli Sipe.
Yeah, as we mentioned, like you say, I don't know if they picked up on that in film, but when Sipe keeps that ball and goes around the sides, he tucks it like he's going to keep it, and he did the exact same thing there, and at the last second, he just pitches it out, and that was a fantastic run by Agee, and showed good speed getting around the side there. Like I say, I know we've seen him a few times, but I don't remember him being that quick. And then a great cutback about the 15 to pick up that extra 10 yards, and a first down. Turner Hauser Insurance, first down for North Lincoln. First and goal.
First and goal from the 5 after the 57-yard run by Agee. Handoff inside. Looks to be, is that Agee again? Yes.
Like they're trying to get him in the end zones. He did all that work on that run.
This time he's held to 1 yard. But again, 57 yards on that run, and Sipe kept that until he pitched that at the very last second he could have. So now they do get to the 3-yard line, so we'll call it a gain of 2 on the play rather than 1. Still, it's second and goal. Knights looking to go up with their second touchdown of the game. Handoff, Wingate, what else? Right up the middle, touchdown. Knights, another Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Lincolnton touchdown for Shannon Wingate. And it's 13-0 on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard with the James River Equipment PAT coming up next.
Yeah, there's some points off the turnovers, out that interception by Agee, so another good job there by the defense. And then, like you said, as we mentioned, we kind of knew it, Sipe running that option perfectly. And good hustle down for that big game from Agee, and Wingate does what he does and punches it in. Good start here for North Lincoln.
Sipe to hold, snap, and he pulls it back, throws in the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is good. I think that was a called play because that was a good snap. It wasn't anything to do. Now the lights are out. I'm trying to see who caught it. Oh, Ayrton Doden catches the 2-point conversion. So we've got 1:09 to play in the first quarter. It's North Lincoln 15, North Davidson 0. You're listening to Playoff Football on KTC.
Savings at Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lincoln. Hurry in now and save big during the Red Tag sale. All remaining 2024 models gotta go. You save thousands of dollars. Ask about special lease deals on the Chevy Equinox EV and the Chevy Blazer EV. You'll find great rates as low as 0%, and Costco members get an extra $1,000 discount. And check out the big inventory of Car Bravo pre-owned vehicles at Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lincoln. Online at abernathychevrolet.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
Back here at North Lincoln, it's been all night. 15-0 already. Perfect start. That time they went 62 yards in a minute and 15 seconds. Well, if you knock off 57 of them in one shot. And this time, they'll opt for field position. North Davidson gives the safe sign and lets it go in the end zone.
We mentioned that they'll throw out a pass every now and again. That's about the first time we've seen a fake PAT. That doesn't go against their 23-yard average. But great call there. Yeah, they're up 15-0. Just North Lincoln very senior-laden, as we know, as we covered senior night when it took pretty much a half hour to get through all the seniors.
It did, didn't it? They started They did start it at least a half hour before the game because they knew how long it was going to take.
But perfect start for the North Lincoln Knights.
So the Black Knights have the ball at the 20-yard line. Handoff goes through the right side. Zaylin Hayes has it. He works his way across the 25 to about the 27. So that's probably about their best gain of the game, except for the one pass that played Plinko out here about the 35-yard line. Looking for Drew Carey.
I would think they'd try to attack a little bit more of that perimeter with Hayes. Like I say, he's got some speed. I'd like to see him try to do a little bit more with that. We'll see if that's game plan here on their third drive.
A little tighter formation, one wide receiver each side. They're going to run this, and they're going to run into, is that Ryan Bassani? No, that's Houston Summey. That's Houston Summey. He blew through it. I don't think anybody touched him.
Yeah, he almost got the handoff.
He almost did.
Again, he plays one of the defensive ends of those three down linemen. And I don't know who was supposed to maintain that block. Like you say, somebody was able to blow right through there, get the loss of 3 or 4 on the play. That'll bring up another long third down. Looks like North Davidson's going to take a timeout.
Well, actually, that's already the end of the first quarter.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in the
corner.
Well,
yeah, Scott's again. In the corner. You can't see the scoreboard. So that'll do it for the first quarter already. It's North Lincoln 15, North Davidson 0. We'll be back with a second quarter after this timeout.
Call Bean Brothers Landscaping in Lincoln and ask about their lawn care agreements for both residential and commercial, starting at $199 per month, including mowing, edging, string trimming, and blowing. Silver, gold, and platinum packages are available on a 12-month agreement, including 41 yearly visits, 30 weekly March through September, 11 off-season visits during October through February. And they'll even clean out your flower beds. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping at 704-718-4988, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrotherslandscaping.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
For your pest control for your home or business, who you going to call? Bug Busters. For over 25 years, they've been serving North and South Carolina with the best in professional pest control. Family and veteran-owned and operated. From crawl space encapsulation to termites to wildlife to pest control to structural repair to waterproofing. They do it all. Call 704-732-2227. Online at bugbusters.com. Like them on Facebook, too. Who you going to call? Bug Busters.
And we thank Bug Busters for being the title sponsor of Lincoln County High School football. Bug Busters in Lincolnton has been a sponsor of ours for the last 2 years at least. And it's beginning of the second quarter, 15-0, North Lincoln with a lead. 3rd and 7 for North Davidson. Pickle back to pass, quick one out to the flat. He's got the receiver. It depends on where he went out of bounds. Pass was complete to Chorn, number 1, but I think he's going to be short of the first down from where it's marked, and it is short.
Yeah, that's more on the receiver than it is the quarterback. You're supposed to get at least a yard behind or over that first down marker. So if you got to work yourself back, you're hopefully right at the marker, and then you just kind of turn over, and then you get a first down. He did not do that.
So, again, it'll be a punt formation for North Davidson. Low spiraling kick pushes Folk back to the 25-yard line. A good kick. We saw that pregame, and now they're going to throw flags in on the return. They're going to call a block in the back or some kind of hold back close to where Folk fielded the punt at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, Jamani Ellington was back there, but Folk was already 5 yards past all that when they threw the flag, so I don't know if he was a little too aggressive staying on that block or what happened. I think there's a flag out this way, too.
Well, this referee on the line judge on this side tried to show off his arm. So it is a block in the back. It'll be a 10-yard penalty against the Knights, as the Black Knights will actually force North Lincoln to go a little further than they have so far.
Well, out of 2 possessions, they've got 2 touchdowns, so I don't know if it matters where North Lincoln is starting.
We'll find out.
We'll see here in a second. Pushed it back to the 15.
Well, if the penalty was at the 25, that seems about right. 10 yards there. And it'll be 1st and 10 for North Lincoln at their own 15. We'll see if that slows them down. Maybe for a little bit. Sipe keeps it, goes around the right side, works his way across the 20 to the 22. So that'll be about a gain of 7. A nice job by Sipe keeping there. He's got to take it every once in a while so that it'll sell the pitch when a little bit better.
Yeah, I can say it's so hard just to kind of maintain that discipline. You got to, I always said, you may have heard it once or twice from me, but, force that pitch if you can when you're going east-west rather than north-south. Again, easier said than done, but once, like you mentioned, if you can just keep mixing it up, and Sipe does that, it's going to be a long night for the Black Knights.
Sipe back to pass, throws. He's got a receiver out here, leads him just a little too much. It was Landon Agee, and the first pass of the night for the Knights falls incomplete. I first thought it was for DeSantos coming off the line here, but then Agee, he came a long way to get near that one.
I think DeSantos could have got there a little faster.
He might have.
But I think he kind of saw or knew that the play was coming this way. He just kind of stopped, didn't want to get in the way of Agee.
Not a bad call there. 3rd down and 3. It was 2nd and 3, so you've got short yardage still. And I think you just picked up the 1st down by another offside penalty. And that will be a Turner Hauser Insurance 1st down by penalty. They'll take them however they can get them. And another 5 yards. They're running up the 5-yard penalties here.
Always interesting to see the defensive tackles who are literally like a yard away from the ball jump. I know there's a hard count, but still.
Well, it's them going down the stance. Wingate takes it straight up the middle. He'll plow over his lineman and land at about the 36-yard line. So a gain of 4. And tackled by Burkhart, who we said before the game was the leading tackler for North Davidson. I think he had 90 tackles, if I remember the number correctly. I've got too many papers in too small a space. I'm not going to go looking for it.
Yeah, I'm not digging either.
2nd and 6. Play clock down to 5. Snap. Handoff straight up the middle. Wingate just bowls his way forward. Gets to the 40-yard line, and that'll be enough for another Turner Hauser Insurance 1st down.
Well, that was just a wrong guess from the defensive coordinator because they blitzed the right side linebacker, and they ran it to the defensive left, which would have been the offensive right, and that's how Wingate was able to get so many yards off that right side. There was one less player over there for them to make the tackle.
So 1st and 10 from their own 40. Wingate just straight up the middle. They're just battering the North Davidson defensive line. And if you're getting 5 yards at a crack, why not?
Keeps the clock moving. You're already up 15-0. Again, they're going to sort of lull them in here, try to stop Wingate, and then we'll see when the pitch comes and the pull from Sipe.
2nd and 5. 2 wide receivers this time. Agee fakes going in motion, comes back as a wingback. Handoff Nope, Sipe keeps it, goes around the right side, spins at the 45-yard line. He's into North Davidson territory at the 40, and that'll be a gain of 15 for Sipe, and another Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Knights.
Yeah, it's never a good sign when your defensive lineman, number 70, Lincoln Davis, makes the tackle 15 yards down the field.
No. That's just like if your leading tackler is one of your secondary people, that's not a good sign either.
Yes.
So 1st and 10 for the Knights at the North Davidson 40. Handoff straight up the middle. And Shannon Wingate again. This time he lowers his head, pulls his way forward for 6 yards. And it's just a, water torture, drip, drip, drip.
Chinese water.
And it just, every once in a while, they break a big one, but most of the time they're just hammering you. And that's what they're doing here. I mean, they've got 3 plays, I guess would be explosive, 15, 20, and 57, but the rest of the time, 3, 5, 6, 7, 4, 9. And they just keep, as you said, matriculating down the field. 2nd down, Sipe keeps it, pitches. He's got AG in space around the right side, and we're going to get a flag there. How many flags can be thrown?
Like all of them.
Not quite. The line judge on this side didn't throw it, but I think he's the only one because AG was spun down by his face mask, or a horse collar they're calling it. They still spun him around by a part they shouldn't have. And we're going to have a timeout.
Yeah, like you say, Burkhart, we mentioned the leading tackler for North Davidson, was behind him chasing him, and the only thing he could grab was the collarbone, or near the collar, and drug him down. So that's going to be half the distance, or is that going to be a full 10? Probably the same.
Well, it was from the 20,
yeah,
so it'll be a
thing.
full 10. It'll be 10. That's just half the distance. It would have been 15 otherwise. So AG gets 15 yards on the play and another 10 on the horse collar, and it's going to be 1st and goal for the Knights as the Black Knights use their first timeout to try and slow the onslaught. Already down 15-0.
Yeah, it's just an offense you really just can't practice against, and you can't run it. You can't get a scout team in there to kind of run this type of offense. It's just,
and that was one
it's
thing.
almost impossible.
That's one thing Coach Lubowitz was telling me a couple years ago. He goes, it was the year that East Lincoln was going to won the state championship. They beat North Lincoln 28-7, but he said the very first drive, North Lincoln drives down the field, and he goes, we can't replicate how well they do it in practice. Once we see the speed of it and get used to it, we're okay, but it is tough to. So Sipe keeps it, goes around the left side, and walks into the end zone. Another Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Lincolnton touchdown for the Knights.
Yeah, like you said, you mentioned, you just keep hammering it with Wing at the fullback, and they just kind of suck in, and then Sipe does a great job pulling it, runs around the side. That time the slot corner or slot safety, whatever you want to call him, just bit on the pitch man, and Sipe just pulled it up, walked in 10 yards untouched, and another first down or touchdown for North Lincoln, and it didn't matter how many yards it was. That was an 85-yarder.
Yep. So the James River Equipment PAT is upcoming. Snap, hold, Dillingham just kicks it right through. And so with 7:43 to go in the first half, it's North Lincoln 22, North Davidson 0. You're listening to Lincoln County Playoff Football on KTC.
Polaris Deal Days are underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Now get up to $3,000 off select off-road Polaris vehicles. Built to go, priced to move. Also, it's the CF Moto All Cylinders Sales Event with financing as low as 0.99% or rebates up to $1,500. And get Honda bonus bucks up to $1,500 for accessories, protection plans, or for your down payment at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
Back here at North Lincoln, let's take a look at some of the other games that are being played around the area. We talked about who was playing in the 3A playoffs. There's also 5 teams out of the Catawba Valley 2A that features Lincolnton and West Lincoln. And 2 of those are playing each other. A rematch of a 20-19 game earlier this year. Maidens at Lincolnton. West Lincoln's at Mount Pleasant. Bandy's is playing Community School at Davidson. And Hendersonville is traveling to Bunker Hill. So, again, same as this conference, 2 home games and 3 teams on the road, although Maiden's barely on the road.
Right.
It's about an 8-mile drive down to Lincolnton. So this time.
Kicked it out of bounds.
And we were saying such nice things about you, Jake. My goodness. So that'll put the ball at the 35-yard line. That's the best field position we've seen a team have against North Lincoln in almost 6 quarters.
Yeah, I went out at about the 1-yard line. So
yeah, he almost still got away with it, but
he pulled that one a little bit, being a left footer.
I wouldn't know about pulling anything on the golf course, would you?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Every time.
Handoff goes to Zaylin Hayes. He tries to work his way around the left side. He's given forward progress to the 38, so that'll be a gain of 3. But if you take out the 43-yard play where it bounced off a helmet or shoulder pad or both, they've got 5. They don't have a whole lot of offense. They might have 25 yards offense except for that play.
Yeah, a couple of false start penalties have hurt. They can't get anything going. Good pass play, I remember, coming out in the first quarter, and then, of course, the bounce that they've had. That's about it.
Dalton, fake across the middle. Pass is intended for number 5, Ryan Forrest. It's a little low. He's unable to scoop it up. And so it falls incomplete. He had the receiver, just a little low. They're running those in patterns quite well.
Yeah, he's got a sort of an odd delivery. It's almost like a 3-quarter sort of quick release sort of throw, but it's not like it's all the way.
Baker Mayfield kind of thing.
Exactly. That's a good analogy.
Mayfield's real good at those kind of things. I was going to bring up somebody else, but okay, a little trickeration here. Handoff and throwback goes to Pickle, and it didn't work out real well. They hand it off to Hayden Ross. Ross turns and throws. He passes it to Pickle, but it doesn't really go very far. They might have got a yard on it. Maybe.
Yeah, they sort of pitched it back, and then Pickle kind of, went out the sort of back door, but he only went about 4 yards. It was almost like a toss to you. No, you take it. And it really didn't even fool North Lincoln because they really didn't get much up the field because it wasn't that long of a play.
So North Davidson back to punt again, and Folk pits it up on a bounce. It looked like he was going to get cremated, but he ducks under the first guy and gets it. Return of 6 yards when it looked like he was just going to get deep sixed.
Yeah, I think the North Davidson Black Knights were kind of surprised that he picked it up. And if not, didn't go straight down. He just kind of got it, lowered his head, and found a crease, was able to get 6.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for North Lincoln. They'll have the ball this time at the 23-yard line.
3 for 3.
6:01 to go. We're halfway through the second quarter. It's 22-0 North Lincoln. And they're taking their time. Still 15 on the play clock. Sipe makes a call. And it's Wingate. And this time they're waiting for him. I don't think he got much on that play.
Yeah, again, not sure exactly how they make calls. Sometimes they just tell them to give, and that's probably what that was there. He didn't really look too much at it. And number 11 for North Davidson, the Black Knights, was Maurice Mosley, and did a great job stuffing Wingate on that one.
First time tonight. That was no gain, so they still haven't lost any yardage on play. This time, Sipe pitches. Agee lowers the boom on a defensive back at the corner. barely slowed down. He gets out of bounds. Let's see where they're marking this. They're going to mark it at the 35-yard line. It'll be a Turner Hauser Insurance first down after the 12-yard gain by Landon Agee, who's creeping up on 100 yards already.
Well, I think it was number 22, Colt Fisher, who's playing one of the safety positions for North Davidson. He tried to come in and make the tackle, and Agee wasn't having anything with it. He just went right through it. Was able to pick up that Turner Hauser Insurance first down.
Sipe hands off. It goes to Wingate. I think Sipe was a little worried that he didn't get the handoff all the way in there because his hand kept following Wingate in case the ball fell out. So already his 12th carry of the game. Wingate now gets 6 yards on that first down play. And we'll try and do some quick math here, trying to add some numbers up.
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe Sipe wanted to maybe pull it, but Wingate was like, nope, I'm taking this. I'm picking up 6.
So Wingate's already up to 74 yards. Quick pass into flat. Catch is made. Complete to number 6, Dylan Jenkins. And you maybe in the background you can hear the Jenkins family cheering. He gets out to the 49-yard line. So 9 yards on that, and it's a Turner Hauser Insurance first down. Knights just methodically moving it down the field, this time with throwing a pass in there. So they're 1 for 2 for the night. Agee in motion. As soon as he goes in motion, the defensive tackle moves again.
That's the third or fourth one?
Fourth. Well, wait, I've got 5 5-yard penalties now on North Davidson. What would have been the other 5-yarder?
They have a false start.
There's a couple, false starts and offsides. But, I mean, that's just.
Either way, it's the D line or the offensive line. It's one of the two.
Somebody's not waiting. So they move the ball to the Black Knight 46. 1st and 5. Sipe throws over the middle. Oh, and he's got a man open down the seam. Tim Folk was the intended receiver, and it was just out of his reach. And if it had been in his reach, he'd be in the end zone.
That's the play that we normally see them try to run up that seam route in between the safeties.
And that would have helped. That would have been at their average, 23 or more.
That would have taken care of that 10-yard reception they had earlier.
Yeah, it would have averaged that back out. So they're still at the 46, 2nd and 5. Wingate takes the handoff from Sipe, works his way across the 45, down to the 43, and it'll bring up just what you'd want, 3rd and short.
Bring up a 3rd down and 2 coming up for the night.
So Wingate's now up to 77 yards. He's earned most of those on 13 carries. Agee's up to 87 yards on 5 carries. Sipe keeps it, pitches. He's got Agee. Agee's got room around the corner. 1st down and more across the 30. And he's taken out of bounds and taken down late out of bounds. No flag. And he's pushed out of bounds. But everybody's walking backwards. And that's the only thing that slowed down North Lincoln tonight, a couple block in the back calls.
Yeah, that's a good thing that they didn't throw the flag again on number 6, Burkhardt. He had the horse collar earlier in the game, and that would have been him on a late hit, but they didn't call it. Didn't matter anyway. It would have been offsetting, but this time it's another, like you mentioned, block in the back on North Lincoln.
So this is a 7-yard penalty because it's from the point of the foul. So actually it was past the 1st down marker. I guess you mark it as 10, but then you got to try and figure who got how many. I'm not going to try and figure all that. Sipe back to pass, looks, throws. He's got a man downfield and throws it. Oh, and it goes right through the arms. He dropped that right down the chimney into the arms of Aaron Doden, and it just went right through the arms. boy, they are so close to hitting some big plays in the passing game, no less.
Well, that's the first stop either way for the Black Knights, if you want to call it that.
I don't know if it's a stop as much as it's a...
I'm being generous.
Okay, you're being nice.
Every now and again, they'll bring Doan in, kind of play like a tight end, and that's when they'll run those little seam passes. That one was a perfect pass. Couldn't get much better.
So Tanner Ayers will come in and punt for the first time for North Lincoln, and they're going to take a timeout. 2:37 to go in the first half. We'll take a quick timeout here as well, and you're listening to Lincoln County High School football on KTC.
You can book your tee times online at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden. Just go online at glenoaksgolf.com. Pick out your tee time and book it. Check out their pro shop, snack bar, driving range, and banquet hall. And memberships are available. For more information, call 828-428-2451. Or again, go online at glenoaksgolf.com and like them on Facebook too.
I guess
First quarter score.
East Lincoln 7, Kings Mountain 0.
Yeah, that's a little less than what happened last time. Because it was like first play from scrimmage, Chris Daly ran 80 yards for a touchdown untouched. And then there was a punt, and then he had an 80, a 60, and a 40 that night.
Oh, wow.
I mean, talk about long distance. So Tanner Ayers back to punt, and yet again the shift is driving North Davidson nuts. Every time North Lincoln tries to shift down into a three-point stance, somebody's jumping.
There's no reason on that one. They were punting. It wasn't like they were in their offensive formation. Of course, now with 4th and 4, they are in. Bringing in the offense.
Bring the offense back in. 4th and 9 versus 4th and 4. And they're going to get the ball to start the second half since they kicked off. Might be the first time we see the North Davidson kicker.
Did see the punter.
Fake. And it gets setting up the screen. Wingett's got it. And he's going to be brought down just short of the first down. He gets to the 42. So the pass is complete to Wingett. And he's going to be just short. They get 3 yards, but they needed 4. And so finally, somebody's going to get decent field position against North Lincoln.
Well, that was a stop.
Yes.
So maybe I just called it a little earlier, but that was a great job again from the North Davidson Black Knights. He just read that screen pass perfectly, almost intercepted it.
Yeah, he just got it over the top of the defender. So we're down to 2:29 in the first half. They'll get the ball at the 43-yard line. They're probably not going to believe how far they are from their own end zone. Pickle in the shotgun. Back to pass, has to step up. Kind of sidearms one. He's got a receiver. Came across the field. It is number 9, Mayor Dalton.
A Pickle could have ran that one. He had so much yards.
Yeah, he got a little bit more that way by getting it to Dalton. But they went from, so a gain of 17 on the pass. And it's a Turner Hauser Insurance first down, only the second of the game for North Davidson. 3 wide receivers to the short side of the field. Pickle back, looks, throws over the middle. He's got a man. Catch is made. Complete to number 5, Ryan Forrest. And they pick up 5 on that one, but it keeps the clock going. Just under 2 minutes to play. 22-0, the Knights lead the Black Knights. Again, in the shotgun, Pickle back to pass, under pressure, throws, and it's a little bit too far out in front of Hayden Ross. He didn't have any more time, did he?
But I'll tell you what, they do a good job on those crossing routes. finding little holes in there. If they can kind of get some more of those, get this offense moving a little.
The only pass they've thrown downfield was the one that bounced off the helmet and was completed. Everything else has been kind of a flat or a cross. And that might explain why their passing average is so low as it is. Dalton in motion, comes all the way over to this side. Again, 3 wide receivers, short side. Fakes, screen, and that one was sniffed out. Bassani came from one direction, and Brady Rinkus came from the other. And he got sandwiched and lost 3 yards. That's pretty bad when you catch the ball and you pay that much for it.
I tell you what, it was kind of a neat little play call there, though. Right? They were
it was.
Formation, brought one receiver over to the right side. Looked like they were going to throw it right, but ran the little running back screen, middle screen, but sniffed out, as you mentioned, by Rinkus.
4th and 7, pass out in the flat, catch is made, and he's out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Amir Dalton, again, seems to be his favorite receiver. So it's a Turner Hauser Insurance first down for North Davidson.
Yeah, good little drive here. As you mentioned, just those short little crossing patterns. That one was a little bit more of a timing out pattern, but was able to get out of bounds after picking up the first down, stop the clock. Good little drive here from the Black Knights.
Yeah, we're down to 56.4 on the clock. Pickle again back to pass, and he's going to get sacked. He had to step up in the pocket. Oh, this little. They're trying to keep somebody from getting thrown out of the game at this point. The pass was behind the line of scrimmage, or it was a run rather, and behind the play, Houston Summey was locked up with a lineman, and he flipped him up over his shoulder. And he didn't take too well to that. They needed 2 teammates to keep him from going after Summey at that point.
Yeah, it was probably a good thing because they didn't call anything on Summey, and they might have called it on the Black Knight for the retaliation if they didn't hold him back.
Yeah, 2 of his teammates were Johnny on the spot because he was smoking hot. He was not happy. So they lose 2 on that play, take a timeout, 47.5 to go. We'll keep it here. So it'll be just a quick timeout, just trying to stop the clock sort of thing as much as anything.
Yeah, stop the clock and cool off that player for the Black Knights. Down the hold himself.
Looking through some other scores, I mean, some of these games are real early. Maiden leads Lincolnton 7-0. We started at 7 o'clock. Some of the other games are starting at 7. Several others are starting at 7:30. So they'll be at different points. As quick as this game's gone, we're probably as far along as anybody in the state at this point. So it's still, and Hickory doing Hickory things. They lead Tuscola 40-0. And they've got a fumble. Pickle back to pass. And it's knocked out of his hand. Rinkus knocks it out of his hand, but it's recovered by North Davidson, so they will keep the ball. And the clock is now down to 43.2, it looks like.
That's their last timeout. Yeah, it looked like Ryan Bassani got a little banged up as he was.
Yeah, he was still getting up,
ball.
wasn't he? He came flying up trying to fall in the fumble, and I don't know if he dove over something or what, but he landed funny, and I was noticing the same thing. That's why there was the quiet. I was like, that's Bassani, isn't it?
Well, he's not in the hot tub.
That's true. So, yeah, Tuscola is the cannon fodder this week for Hickory. They're down 40-0. I believe that was the second quarter. North Iredell trailing Oak Grove 14-0. So, Oak Grove, I think, was the 6th seed, if I remember correctly from what I had earlier. North Iredell was the 27th seed. They were the 5th team to get in the playoffs And for the second straight year, the Western Foothills 3A has no ties. Same thing last year was 7-0, 6-1, 5-2, and it's right down. Nobody's tied with anybody, as opposed to the Catawba Valley 2A where everybody could have been tied.
Tied for first.
They could have had a 5-way tie at 5-2. Didn't turn out. Lincolnton and Bunker Hill tied for the title. Pickle out of the timeout, back to pass, steps up, throws. He's got a receiver, but it's dropped. Pass intended for Hayden Ross. All that would have done was gotten them back to the original line of scrimmage for the set of downs. So now it's 4th and 16. Mount Pleasant leads West Lincoln 15-0. Thank you for all the scores we're getting here.
West Lincoln was banged up all year.
They were. They didn't look like a normal West Lincoln. I mean, they were having trouble running the ball to the level they used to. Play clock down to 5. North Davidson taking time. Are they going to get another 5? Now they get it off just in time. Blitz up the middle, flushes Pickle out of the pocket, looks, throws down the field. It's a wounded duck, and it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by number 8, Tanner Ayers. And Ayers brings it back all the way to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, that was probably just almost like a punt. I think he just kind of saw a receiver going down sort of the seam route on the hash. He just kind of threw it up, was hoping maybe see what happens. If it was intercepted, so be it. But good return there, as you mentioned, from Tanner Ayers. Brings the ball out to the 28-yard line. And I can't see, 26 seconds or so. 2 timeouts.
Leaning over into my space. What are you doing
North
here?
Lincoln.
Stay in the corner.
I'm okay over here.
So North Lincoln has 2 timeouts, but they do get the ball after intermission here, so I think they won't try and do much here unless something breaks on first down. Inside handoff. Landon Agee doing all he can to stay up, but he's losing yardage in the process.
Sort of gave him forward progress.
He does get forward progress, so the loss is only 3 this time. First negative play of the night for North Lincoln. And that'll do it. That's the end of the first half. So on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, with offices in Lincolnton, Boger City, Denver, and West Lincoln, it's pretty much been all North Lincoln. They lead 22-0. You're listening to North Carolina High School playoff football on KTC Broadcasting.
For over 60 years, Honda Motorcycles of Shelby has been serving this area, and they continue to do so today. Right now, you'll find a good inventory of dirt bikes, plus 150 and up to 450 models of on- and off-road bikes. See the new 2024 Honda Rebel, along with 4x4 ATVs and side-by-sides, including the Pioneer and the Talon, plus Gold Wings and Trikes. And don't forget about their parts and service department. That's Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at HondaMotorcyclesofShelby.com. Tarzan says it's the biggest tree cutting special he's ever seen from J. Douglas Tree Service. Why, it's so big, it's driving cheetah bananas. Now, for a limited time from J. Douglas Tree Service, all current customers can take 10% off. But that's not all. New customers get 20% off. Trim it up, cut it down, and they also do stump grinding. And they've just recently added the 75-foot bucket truck. Call 704-689-9459. Again, 704-689-9459 for a free estimate. That's J. Douglas Tree Service.
Your land, your vision. At James River Equipment, we know every property is unique. Whether you're planting a garden, raising livestock, or just enjoying wide open spaces, we've got the perfect John Deere tractor for you. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 72 months on select John Deere compact tractors. Visit JamesRiverEquipment.com to find a location near you. Ends 10/25/24. Subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. James River delivers.
Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flipped through magazines and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their mini floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain. Explore the outdoors with a Can-Am from Power Max Motorsports at Iron Station. From open road to the trails, there's a Can-Am right for you. And now the new 2025 Can-Ams are in stock. And ask about promotional financing on the remaining 2024 Can-Am models. And see the street-legal, road-ready Can-Ams with heating and air conditioning. And be sure to check out the end-of-the-season deals on the remaining Toro mowers. That's Power Max Motorsports, 3636 East Highway 27 in Iron Station. Online at PowerMaxMotorsports.com. Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Piedmont of North and South Carolina since 1919. Sure, they deliver to your home with home heating oils. They'll help keep you warm, but they do a whole lot more. They feature bulk fuel delivery, on-site and commercial fueling, backup generator fueling, and farm and agriculture fueling. For home or business or farms, call on Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln, 704-735-2508. Online at rhodesandbill.com, located at 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook too. Start up the savings on your auto insurance with a stop at Turner Hauser Insurance Group in downtown Lincoln, your area insurance agency. Jamie Hauser invites you to stop in and find out how you can save money on all of your insurance needs, from home to auto to commercial to farm to life. Visit them at their office at 228 East Main Street, downtown Lincoln. Just look for the big blue awning. That's Turner Hauser Insurance Group, your area insurance agency. Call 704-732-9577 or visit the website at turnerhauserins.com.
I work my tractors really hard. I give all they've got. I demand as much horsepower as they can possibly give me. I tell you what, I've had these Coyote tractors for probably 10 years now. They've served me well. Been good.
Your Coyote dealer is Western Sales, Highway 18 North at 27 West intersection in Vale. For the folks in Cherville and Shelby, I'm sure you remember when the Western Steer was in your town, and we wish they were still here. But I've got good news. There's a Western Steer just a few minutes up the road in Newton. From Cherryville, hop on Highway 321 Business. And from Shelby, go Highway 18 to 10 to Newton. You get real comfort food, home-cooked style with down-home hospitality. Try their big, unbeatable buffet or order from their menu. And they've got a party room for big groups. The Western Steer in Newton, 334 Southwest Boulevard in Newton at the Highway 10 and 321 Business intersection. Open Wednesday through Sunday.
Back here at North Lincoln, enjoying a little shout on the PA. Get the blood flowing here.
Well, it is Bill's Chief Week, so.
It is?
It is Bill's Chiefs weekend, so he can play shout as many times as you'd like. That's the Bills.
Ah, I see.
Song.
It's the Bills song when they do something good, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully you finally get off the
regular season we're good.
It's the playoffs. You're listening to the Stadium Halftime Show, brought to you by Power Max Motorsports of Lincolnton. And as you would expect with a game that was 22-0, it's pretty one-sided in the statistics. North Lincoln, 2 of 5 passing, 12 yards. But, boy, they just missed hitting some big ones. The 3 that were not completed would have been for about 25 to 40 each. So it's just they came close, but they did hit a pass to Jenkins And I don't have names. Yeah, Dylan Jenkins and Jake. Why do I have Jake Dillingham? What am I thinking? No, Shannon Wingate on the screen pass.
Right.
And that was it. They did rush 24 times for 200 yards, just what you would expect out of North Lincoln. So 212 yards offense, 2 penalties, 10 yards. On the other side, who's not rushing the ball? North Davidson. 7 carries, 7 yards. They have been bottled up. They have thrown the ball 14 times, completed 9 for 94 yards. The problem is they also completed 2 other passes that were interceptions. So 9 of 14, 94 yards. So they only have 101 yards total offense. And that's right on the pace. They were about 200 yards a game, just over 200. And that was about it. So teams are true to form, both sides. And let's see, we've got Sipe, 4 carries for 36 yards, AG, 6 carries for 84, and Wingate, 13 carries for 77. So the three-headed monster comes at you again.
Yeah, like I say, they just, Sipe again running the offense perfectly. They've been hammering it inside with Wingate, kind of running that veer a little tight, pretty much sometimes over the guard, sometimes widening it out over the tackles. He's pulled it a couple times, He scored one of the touchdowns. And like I said, right in front of us, he ran a great pitch to AG there, who was able to get down the sideline for, 50-something yards.
57,
Set up Wingate's
yep.
second score. So they said that's just North Lincoln football. Control the clock, ground and pound. And if they would have connected a couple of those quick little passes they had, they'd be up probably by at least another score, if not more. But
yeah, they could have easily put this where it was 5 touchdowns ahead.
Yeah.
Instead of just 3. All right, so that's it for the stats at halftime here. Pretty much what we expected. While we've got a few minutes and we're looking up some scores from around the area, let's take a look at some of what Lincoln County athletes are doing in state playoffs and other sports. Cross country finished up on November 2nd up at Beeson Park. Is it Beeson? I can't remember what the name of the place is. I just know how to get there. I've been there too many times. Up in Kernersville. In the 2A meet, only one athlete from Lincolnton or West Lincoln competed and it was Adley Sutton of West Lincoln finishing 82nd in the girls' race. In the 3A state meet, the North Lincoln boys finished 2nd in the state. Juan Carlos Tinajero finished 10th to get all-state honors. And the girls won their 5th straight state championship, tying the boys' record from a couple years ago, and that also ties the state record for most consecutive state championships. The boys had a really bad race the year they could have won the 6th. They should have won it. I think they all knew afterwards, we ran terrible and we only lost by 9 points. The girls will be going for 6 next year, and I believe they only have one graduating runner in their top 7. And they've already got Olivia Ferrero, who finished 3rd. She's also a 4-time state champion in track. She was 3rd. Bella Green, senior, is the senior's 4th. And then Campbell Refner is a sophomore, and she was 12th. So Coach Castro has a girl in the top 10 in the state regardless of class by senior Green, by junior Ferraro, and by sophomore Refner. It's quite a program he's got over there. I think that's his 14th state championship. So, and then one other runner, Mackenzie Benfield of East Lincoln, was 29th. Now on the soccer side, things are looking really good. Lincolnton has defeated North Forsyth, West Oaks, and Pine Lake Prep last night 1-0. So they are in the regional semis. They'll play the winner of Forbush and Patton. Newton Conover is who they would meet if both teams win in that bracket. Bandy's made a run, got to the 3rd round, lost to Southwestern Randolph. And that's who Southwestern Randolph will play Newton Conover in the regional semifinal. In 3A, East Lincoln is rolling. They've defeated Huss 9-0. Ledford 3-1, and then number 4 High Brighton last night 5-0 at High Brighton. Wow. Excuse me, 5-0.
5-0.
5-0. Thank you. You were the soccer coach. You would know that. Or football, rather.
On the pitch.
They will play number 1 Ashboro tomorrow at 6 o'clock up at Ashboro. And then Hickory had a long run going. They were number 11. They lost to the 3rd seed South Point last night, 4-3. Good game down there in Belmont.
I did get that tweet. Actually, they played at Stuart Kramer because of the turf field. It's still in Belmont.
Okay.
Figured that one out, but yes.
Well, then I had that right.
You did.
Women's tennis finished up. Molly McGurk and Sydney Dan of East Lincoln got to the state finals, lost to the Terry Sanford duo of Lauren Galaviz and Jenny Wang. Terry Sanford, that must be quite a tennis program. They won the singles title, the doubles title, and the team title. I don't think you can do much better than that triple crown. And they beat former conference member Lake Norman Charter in the final, and that's who knocked out East Lincoln in the team competition. West Lincoln lost to Pine Lake Prep in the 4th round, so West Lincoln went a long way in the 2A playoffs. And North Lincoln lost to Atkins. East Lincoln beat Atkins and then lost to Lake Norman Charter 6-3. And women's golf was the last thing, and West Lincoln finished 5th in the 1A, 2A state championship, 25 shots behind Pine Lake Prep. Melanie Hoffman tied for 15th. She was the highest finisher. I think the winner in that one really was Sapona Country Club because that course was eating all the players alive. I've never played it, but I heard it's very fast greens and don't get on the wrong side of things. So that's a wrap-up of Lincoln County athletes in the state playoffs. Still a couple teams going besides the football playoffs that are starting tonight. And let's take a look at some of those scores from around the area.
Yeah, get them on What's Up Shopper. We've got the Mustangs. Let's see, that's East Lincoln, right? Up 14-7 on Kings Mountain.
A little closer than last time.
We got Maiden, 14, Lincolnton 7.
Well, that's still early. Lincolnton likes to come back on people.
That's right. They take their time, as we know.
Let's get warmed up.
Crest 28, Eastern Guilford 0.
Any surprises? Not so far.
Yeah, there's the Kings Mountain again.
There's a Crest. Yeah, we're getting back into.
Back up to the. That's what What's Up Shopper has got going on tonight. They got the 3 games the way it looks, so we can. We had West Lincoln down 14-0 where they were playing.
Yeah. What? I didn't want to go there. I'm trying to hit today.
I don't know if I can get underneath this rabble of paper. I can look at some of the brackets.
I'm trying to get Max Preps to come up with scores for tonight's game. There we go. Finally, let's see. We'll just run down the list here. We've got Hickory 40-0 over Tuscola. Scroll. Franklin and Statesville tied at 7 in the 3rd quarter. You hear that one?
No.
7-7, Franklin and Statesville, 3rd quarter. Let's see. That could be a bit of a surprise. Statesville is the higher seeded team. Bunker Hill and Hendersonville. This is an entertaining game. Bunker Hill 24, Hendersonville 20 at the half. Bit of a surprise there so far. Let's see. We're scrolling because there's no rhyme or reason to the order these games are in. Well, they do have them by time, but they always seem to put the east part of the state first. I think that's a bias. Don't you?
Chapel Hill located. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you got to figure.
any
and I'm
West
still scrolling.
South Rowan score?
Our score, let's see, is 22-0. Community School of Davidson leads Bandy 7-0 in the 2nd quarter. Let us see here. Burns leads North Stanley 17-0. It's on one of our sister stations or broadcasts here. Tom Centofanti and crew will be bringing that game, doing that game. North Rowan 20, Cherryville 14 in the 2nd quarter. So Cherryville hanging in there against the higher seed North Rowan. I'm trying to see what they were seeded.
Yeah, I don't have that's 1A, isn't it?
Again, too many papers. Let's see. Cherryville was seeded 26th. North Rowan 7th. So that's a bit of a surprise so far. Let's see. South Point 21-0 over. Who is that? MC.
Montgomery?
Do we know?
I just got Montgomery C on my sheet here.
I've got MCHS, and nothing's coming to mind.
Yeah,
so
Montgomery.
We'll leave it at that. Montgomery Central.
Montgomery Central.
It took me a minute, but I get there eventually. Let's see here. Ashbrook leads. Northwest Cabarrus 14-0 in the second quarter. Mount Pleasant 22-7 over West Lincoln in the second quarter. Murphy, Highland Tech had to travel all the way out to Murphy.
I've been to Murphy.
And they are that's tough going that far and then losing 29-0 in the second quarter. It's like, congratulations for making the playoffs. Here's a 9-hour road trip.
Yes, you get to get out of school at 10 a.m.
Why go to school?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, geez. Oak Grove leads North Iredell 21-0. Maiden still leads Lincolnton 14-7. And here's an interesting one. Randleman, who I believe is seated 4th. I'm looking down here on my list. Yeah, they're seated 4th. They only lead 29th seed East Gaston 7-0 in the second quarter. So far. And then second quarter, East Rutherford 7, North Surrey 6. And Kings Mountain has tied it up now, 14-14 in the second quarter. And let's see, Smoky Mountain leads Pisgah. Shelby 27-0 over Moorhead. They will play the winner of Maiden and Lincolnton next week. Okay, and update 14-10. Maiden now leads Lincolnton. Lincolnton's kicked a field goal, and that's all the scores I have for this area in the playoffs. There's supposed to be Bessemer City's playing. They're hosting South Stokes, but I didn't see anything going down through here.
Yeah, but the Shoppers just got those 3.
Yeah, they're pretty much concentrating on the ones that are being carried by KTC family of stations and online services. So that's it for the Stadium Halftime Show, brought to you by PowerMax Motorsports of Lincolnton. And we're about ready for the third quarter. Again, our title sponsor is Bug Busters of Lincolnton, and Connor Dunn will kick off for North Davidson. Too deep for good kick. And he catches it at the goal line, brings it out up the left side, and he gets out to the 21-yard line. So Tim Folk brings it back, and it looked like it might have gone into the end zone for a touchback, so only a yard difference there by bringing it out.
Yeah, this is a big drive here for North Davidson. They need to stop. They haven't been able to do that. They kind of got to stop it on their last drive, North Lincoln's last drive, but that was more of a penalty on North Lincoln that kind of stopped them. So
yeah,
this is huge. This game would be, you don't want to never say over, but
I almost said North stopped themselves, but
yes,
that's not specific enough. Hand off the Wingate right through the left side. He's got big yardage out across the 30, across the 40, and he's finally brought down at the 46-yard line. Gain of 25 for Wingate, and that will put him over 100 yards for the night. As it gets the Turner Hauser Insurance first down out to the 46-yard line.
Well, like I said, that was I said North Davidson needs to try to get a stop here. And
that wasn't a very good try there, was it? 3 wide receivers for North Lincoln, trying to show something for the tape next week. Throw over the middle. He's got a receiver. It's Agee down the middle of the seam. He's got it. 10, 5, touchdown, North Lincoln. And now they finally hit one of those big pass plays that we thought they were going to get in the first half. You were saying something about a stop, sir.
Yeah, well, the end zone stopped them. Like I say, they were close at least 2 times in that first half on that type of play. And I think that was something that they definitely were going to set up. I think that was the reason for the call to wing it on the first down. And so just great coaching there. Great execution by Sipe and AG and
54 yards on that one. So that is an Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram touchdown pass for the Knights. Dillingham on for the extra point. Snap, hold, kick is good. The James River PAT is good. So on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, it's now North Lincoln 29, North Davidson 0. You're listening to high school football on KTC.
The Dodge Black Friday sales event is underway at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lincoln. Get in on big performance and receive $11,100 total bonus cash allowance on the new 2024 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat. And if you're a Ford brand owner or leasee, you can get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on a new 2024 Dodge Durango. All during the Black Friday sales event at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1442 East Main Street in Lincoln.
So let's see. That's a tough one to add up here. Let's see. 2 plays, 79 yards, a 54-yard touchdown pass after the 25-yard run by Wingate, and it took them all of 30 seconds.
That's typical North Lincoln football right there. Nice, long, sustaining drive.
Your sarcasm is showing, sir. So now Dillingham will kick off. Slight wind behind him. He gets this one higher in the air. It's going to be fielded at the 5. It's picked off there by number 2, Zaylin Hayes. Hayes gets on his, and now the scrum is going forward. He got about 8 yards in the rugby scrum there. Started about the 22, got out to the 30, so a 25-yard return. It'll be 1st and 10 for North Davidson. This time at the 29-yard line.
Well, let me rephrase kind of how we started this half. Let me say this is a very important drive for North Davidson Black Knights. They've got to get something going. They got a little bit going there towards the end of the first half. Some of those crossing patterns, short little hitches, out patterns. Let's see what they can do on the offensive side.
So again, spread offense, 2x2 wide receivers, one man in the backfield. That's Hayes. He takes the handoff, works around the right side, eludes one tackler, but he's brought down after a short game. Gets to about the 32-yard line. So gain of 3 on that play is all.
Well, that'll increase their average from 7 carries to 7 yards.
That's really awful when 3 yards will increase your average, but they were only averaging 3.6 through the season on the stats we saw.
Yeah, it's like, in a way, they kind of abandoned the run there a little bit, trying to play catch-up, and that's not what you want to do. Keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, what your game plan is, and see what happens.
Hand off to Hayes again, this time around the left side, and I'm not sure what he got a hold of. Ryan Bassani got in there quick, and it wasn't a horse collar. He must have got him by the shoulder pad or something, but it was.
Yeah, it almost looked like a face mask, horse collar, but I don't know.
He spun him around pretty quick.
Yeah, underneath the arm or something. I don't know what he did, but the official
There's
was right there.
I mean, there's an umpire and a referee looking right at it. No call, so it's 3rd and 7. Pickle back to pass, and now flags come down. This will probably be a procedure call. Or legal shift. Still 5-yard variety.
They've been very consistent with that.
Their 7th 5-yard penalty of the game. Death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Well, it's taking the crowd out of it here a little bit. Maybe they get some of that music going here.
A pretty decent crowd here tonight. It's the theme for the North Lincoln Nightmare student section is Christmas. I think Christmas has come early for the and Pickle just runs out of the pocket, throws it out of bounds. There was a receiver in the area, so no grounding, and that'll be a 3 and out for North Lincoln.
maybe I'm the jinx. I'll just be quiet here when I talk about North Davidson. But, yeah, Sturgill was coming in pretty hard there. As we mentioned, they kind of mix up sometimes Bassani and Sturgill, those two inside linebackers. Mix in that blitz. That time it was Sturgill's turn to come and forced Pickle out of the pocket and had to throw it away.
So good penetration there, but he gets the kickoff. It bounces at the 40 and takes a North Davidson bounce. It was touched further back up. Yeah, they're going to mark it. He was touched back around the 35-yard line. So that's where North Lincoln will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 35. Field position hasn't been as good as it was for the East Lincoln game, but it hasn't really mattered.
Yeah, I mean, they've started from everywhere, and the result has been the same. Like I said, they're just moving the ball at will against this North Davidson defense. Again, playing more of a 3-4, so they might be bringing in another down lineman this half. See if they can stop this run.
Sipe pitches it. He's got it to Folk, has the carry, but there's going to be a flag down in front. I think they're going to call that on Land and Agee for blocking out in front of the play and a block in the back. I think he left his mic open a little too long there. Somebody was barking at the official. We could hear it. Stuff you don't normally hear at a high school game because they don't normally have mic'd up referees.
Bring up 1st and 20. Yeah, I can say the one adjustment that I've seen so far for North Davidson is bringing in an extra defensive lineman. Only thing that does, if they get to the perimeter, is one less player to either get Sipe or one of the wingbacks.
Handoff straight up the middle. Short yardage gain there. Wing it again, and he's getting up, walking a little gingerly. Someone might have fallen on his ankle or something. Well, I thought it was a short gain, but he got 5. So he's up to 15 carries, 107 yards. I think if it was anything too much, I think Basil would get him out of there very quickly, because it appears this way there will be a next week.
I can say he'll probably keep an eye on him if he keeps hobbling around. There's sense of get him out now.
Pitch. Agee trying to get around the corner on the right side. Gets to the sideline, and he goes out about where this set of downs started. He goes out at the 35-yard line. So another 5 yards there, so not bad. They get it down to 3rd and 10, which is a lot better than 1st and 20 started as. Clock is rolling. We've barely played 4 minutes of this half. We've already scored once, and now here's the pitch to Folk. He has it across the 40, 45, 50, and gets taken out of bounds at the 47. So that'll be 13 yards on that carry and enough for the first down. Or I'm sorry, 18 yards on that carry.
Yeah, just a little quick pitch to Folk coming around the side there. He had a head of steam going, and he was not to be denied. He was going pretty hard on that one. If it wasn't for number 12 for the North Davidson Black Knights, Jace Woodard, he might have gotten a little bit more and maybe all the way to the end zone.
Step on their neck? Wow. Okay. Sipe keeps it, pitches again to Agee. He gets to the corner, slides down the sideline before getting knocked out of bounds. But he gets down to the 36-yard line, and that's going to be right at the marker for, now they're saying 35. So another Turner Hauser Insurance first down. And again, they just rip off these runs at 10 and 18 and 25. It's supposed to be a ball possession offense. Yeah, they'll just nickel and dime you, but they can hit the big ones too. So let's take a look at something here. And start. It's 29-0. They're driving. They're in control of this game. Should we look ahead a little bit?
West Henderson and South Caldwell, is that what I saw?
So there goes Wingate straight up the middle.
And number 3, Shannon Wingate on the
Let's
carry.
take a look at this here and see.
Davidson's number 6.
So he gets
Burkhardt.
7 yards on that carry.
Yeah, the winner will play West Henderson, South Rowan. West Henderson, the 7th seed.
Yeah, West Henderson's the 7th, so if West Henderson were to win, North Lincoln would have to go on the road. And who was the other one? South Rowan. They're at 26, so if they win, definitely would be coming back here next Friday. Quick pitch. Falk. Defender was pulling in his jersey, and it barely slowed him down. So he gets enough for the first Turner Hauser Insurance first down. And he gets down to the 22-yard line, so a gain of about 8 on that one. And they just keep it rolling. North Lincoln and the clock are both rolling.
Well, I think where we're situated up here in the box, if I get the name right, yes, Alberti, number 35, is subbing in.
And that may explain the cheering in front of us. We've heard this before. So North Lincoln will take a timeout. We'll take a quick timeout here, and we'll be back with 1st and 10 after this.
Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flip through magazines, and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their many floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. See the page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
We're trying to look down the list here, see if we can find out anything on South Rowan and West Henderson, since the winner here will play the winner of that one, and I haven't.
I've got Maiden 21, Lincolnton 10.
Okay.
Crest 35, East Guilford 0. And East Lincoln up 7, 21-14 on Kingsbound.
Okay, so 1st and 10 for North Lincoln. They have the ball at the 23-yard line. 5.5 to play in the quarter. Wingate straight up the middle, a lot of room there. Bulls his way through one tackler. Finally gets corralled at the 5-yard line. So another 16 yards on that carry. And it's going to be 1st and goal. Turner Hauser Insurance 1st and goal for the Knights. Try and call the game here and try and look at some scores while we're doing the same thing. I'm getting a little old to multitask.
Again, just the wing gets straight up the gut there. It looks like he's 100%, at least pretty darn close to it.
Yeah, it didn't seem to bother him, did it? 1st and goal from the 5. Wingate keeps it, goes straight up the gut, and they mark him down at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, the tackler sort of pulled him on top of him. I don't know if he was even down.
He stopped at least, I guess, is what they're going by.
At the half-yard line.
2nd and goal from the 1. And they'll just give it to Wingate. He's in. Touchdown for North Lincoln. Another not Turner Hauser Insurance, I'm sorry, Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram touchdown for the Knights and Shannon Wingate. That's his 3rd of the night. I'm expecting NCIS New Orleans to start up here, and boom, 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 boom.
And 2 in the 1st, and Sipe, and then AG on the pass, and Wingate on the run in this half.
Snap, hold, kick is up, and it's pounded through. The James River Equipment PAT is good. And so on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, it's North Lincoln 36, North Davidson 0. We'll be back with more after this.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain. Explore.
So back here now, third quarter is about 2/3 of the way done, 4:37 to play. And this one looks to be one that'll end up in the win column for North Lincoln. I think at this point, we might start seeing some people we don't normally see. So that'll make it easier maybe to pick a sub of the game.
Yes, well, like you say, we'll know when Alberti is in because our situation here in the press box.
We do have difficulty sometime with that when they play the first strings all the time. May not be the case tonight. So again, Dillingham to kick off. There was a pretty good breeze earlier today when I was hitting golf balls, but it's died down now, and Dillingham kicks this one, and it goes into the end zone. It'll be yet another touchback, and 1st and 10 for the Black Knights at the 20-yard line. Got any other scores here? Yeah, East Lincoln, you said, was 21-14. And we're just getting word that it's tied up now, 21-21. So Kings Mountain trying to get revenge on East Lincoln for what they did to them 2 years ago. And I guess I'd want it too.
Absolutely.
So 1st and 10, ball at the 20. Hand off to Hayes. Or I'm sorry, Dalton's now in the backfield. He keeps spinning around. He looked like he was going to be brought down for a loss, but he eventually does the spinorama all the way out to the 27-yard line for a gain of 7.
Stop on the play by number 23, Zach Hartwell.
And there's a name we hadn't heard all night.
Yeah.
So there are some subs starting to come in here and there.
Yeah, again, North Lincoln does a great job of just everybody gets their piece, gets their part.
Dalton again. Sidesteps a guy. He gets out into space. He's across the 50, the 40, and he's finally dragged down, but not before he gets to the 21-yard line. And this is what Coach Basil was talking about. You can contain them, but they do have some speed, and if they can get out into open space, they can rip off a long run. And that time, 53-yard run.
Yeah, good job by Jamani Ellington, who's the backside corner, away from where they ran it. Took the angle, was able to cut him down at the 21-yard line. So good hustle. He may need to come out just to get some oxygen.
He ran a long way to make that tackle. So the Black Knights get into North Lincoln territory for the first time, other than that long play. And this one is going nowhere. Hayes, Dalton's probably a little winded after the first two carries, but this time Bassani greets him in the hole and they lose a yard. Zaylen Hayes has got to be going, hey, you blocked for him, why not me? And they haven't blocked for him all night. He's got 8 carries for 13 yards. I think he should sue for non-support. Second and 11. Quick pass over the middle. The reception is made. That's pretty good because I thought he was going to hit the umpire with a pass.
He threw it to that hole that Sturgill occupied. Sturgill playing the right linebacker for North Lincoln. He came in on a blitz, he was able to fill that hole perfectly, and a good throw from Pickle there to pick up that Turner-Hauser Insurance first down for North Davidson Black Knights. And they're in the red zone. Can get a first down.
Barely, but they can get that. So gain of 12 on that play. Hand off to Hayes. He spins out of there, and he's going to go in. Touchdown. Looked like he was stacked up to the line of scrimmage, bounced it outside with a spin move, and he walks into the end zone after that. It's a Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Lincolnton touchdown, this time for the Black Knights. So Hayes gets a touchdown.
Oh, we'll see what they can do here with an extra point. Staying with the
this is counter.
kickoff.
Yeah, this is counter done. Does the punting and the place kicking for them. Snap, hold, and the kick is no good. Didn't look quite as good as it did in the pregame. He was hitting them pretty well.
Well, a little different when you got a snap and a hold.
And people running at you.
Yeah, snap was a little high. It was tough to get down. It's like Burkhart was the holder there. Looked like it got it down quick enough for him to make it. And
he just didn't get the foot through.
Yeah,
pushed it out to the left since he's a left footer. It's a push there.
No, I swear to God, maybe I saw that, but I swear he just switched helmets.
The kicker?
The kicker just switched the helmet. Maybe I'm looking at things. I don't know. He went over. I thought he was going to slam his helmet down, and he.
Well, maybe that's why he had to switch.
Yeah, he's like, I got to kick with this one.
It's blaming the helmet. It's like me blaming the golf club.
Golf clubs do the work.
Yes.
It's their fault.
Of course it is.
That is the ball. I can't ever.
It's never me. So this will be the second kickoff for Dunn. Dunn did get it to the 1 yard line, and Falk brought it out. So we'll see. This kick goes a little better than the extra point did. No one running at him at the moment. And he likes these much better. So high kick, fielded at the 3 yard line by Falk. He comes up the center of the field, breaks through the first wave of tacklers, but he's finally brought down at about the 26 yard line. So 21 yard return, and North Lincoln will have the ball 1st and 10. And it's 36-6. The James River PAT was no good. And we've got 2:14 to go.
On the 26-yard line.
Yeah, I'm looking to see here if this is when they start subbing.
Yeah, we need to see who's
Not
in.
quite yet.
No. They got Wingate in the backfield as usual. Very tight formation. And they just run Wingate up the middle. And he's mad because he got pulled down. He thought he saw some opening there in front of him. And he gets to the 33. So a gain of 6. Already his 19th carry of the night.
A 2nd down and 4 coming up for the night.
And he's up to 140 yards on the evening.
It's another great night. It looks like he wants more.
Well, he's been running. There's more available. Sipe keeps, pitches. He's got A.G. out on the corner. 1st down and more. Gets across the 40, across the 45, and finally brought down at the 46-yard line. Chain crew's a little too efficient here. I'm trying to look back and see where the marker was, and they're already halfway to where they need to be now. I was like, come on, I'm trying to figure out how many yards he got on the play.
46-yard line.
We'll say gain of 10. That's close. So they're at the 46 after another Turner-Hauser Insurance 1st down. Handoff Wingate up the middle. Doesn't look like much, and he, next thing you know, he's 6 yards down the field.
Like you say, that offensive line, they just don't quit. If they can get to the second level, they will. But like I say, they're doing a fantastic job up front. And like you say, he doesn't get touched till he's 3 or 4 yards past the yard of scrimmage.
So we're down to 40 seconds here in the third quarter. The Knights are at the Black Knight 48-yard line. I think we've done pretty good not getting them mixed up so far.
Well.
Now watch.
Yeah, we just jinxed it.
Yeah,
that's forward pass.
That's a forward pass. I'm not sure that was just kind of slung out there like it was radioactive or something. AG had no chance of catching that out there.
Well, since we are announcers, does an announcer's curse actually work or count?
I don't know. I mean, it
works
seems to work
on the field, I thought.
Yeah, but we
curse ourselves?
Yeah, may have. And here we go. Another 5-yard penalty, which means another Turner Hauser Insurance first down. Who's down in front here? I think Kerry Miller's going to be replaced. We have a Kerry Miller wannabe in front of us here in the hell, why you'd want to be one, but anyway.
Are you sure they're not related?
Might be. Distant relative. He's keeping him at a distance. So Wingate again. And here we go. I've got to go up the column now because this is his 21st carry of the game. Crosses 150 yards now for the contest. And that will be it for the third quarter. With a score, North Lincoln 36, North Davidson 6. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this commercial timeout.
Explore the outdoors with a Can-Am from Power Max Motorsports at Iron Station. From open road to the trails, there's a Can-Am right for you. And now the new 2025 Can-Ams are in stock. And ask about promotional financing on the remaining 2024 Can-Am models. And see the street-legal, road-ready Can-Ams with heating and air conditioning. And be sure to check out the end-of-the-season deals on the remaining Toro mowers. That's Power Max Motorsports, 3636 East Highway 27 in Iron Station. Online at PowerMaxMotorsports.com.
Time now for the fourth quarter. Brought to you, as always, by our title sponsor, Bug Busters of Lincolnton. And this one's pretty much in hand, so we're going to be looking to see what's going on around the area. We'll keep doing the game here, but we are going to keep an eye on things. So it's second down. How did they lose a yard on the possession change? Okay. Sight back to pass, throws. He's got DeSantos with a reception. He goes up the middle, and he's going to get into the end zone. Another Abernathy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram of Lincolnton touchdown pass for North Lincoln. That's now 2 touchdown passes tonight.
We've had 4 all year, so that's impressive. Well, like I say, I got at the half Kings Mountain 21, East Lincoln 21. Press 35, East Guilford 0. And still 21-10 Maiden over Lincoln.
The James River Equipment PAT is good. So 8 seconds into the fourth quarter, North Lincoln's now ahead 43-6. You're listening to high school football on LincolnCounty.com.
Rhodesville Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Piedmont of North and South Carolina since 1919. Sure, they deliver to your home with home heating oils. They'll help keep you warm, but they do a whole lot more. They feature bulk fuel delivery, on-site and commercial fueling, backup generator fueling, and farm and agricultural fueling. For home or business or farms, call on Rhodesville Oil Company in Lincoln, 704-735-2508. Online at rhodesandville.com, located at 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook, too.
So a 39-yard touchdown pass from Sipe to DeSantos, and the route is on. We're not quite to a running clock, but we're getting close.
Well, like I say, that's their second touchdown passing tonight. They actually had a pass.
That quarter. Wow. It was almost a quarter. I'm sorry.
That's all right. And a pass on a PAT. So the passing North Lincoln Knights first round of the.
I think they're giving next week's team something to look at.
Absolutely.
So another touchback for Jake Dillingham. And the question now is, who will they play next week? That's the big thing. And, of course, no one is reporting the score on Max Prep. Fourth quarter over in Statesville, they're ahead 15-13. If I remember correctly, Statesville had a tough battle first round last year, and then I think they got crested. So first and 10 for North Davidson at their own 20. Pickle throws, quick slant pattern. Nice reception. Barely hit him in the end of the hands, but he held on to it. And pass is complete to number 5, Ryan Forrest. And he gets 16 yards on that reception. And Turner Hauser Insurance first down.
I think he caught the back half of that football.
He didn't get much of it. It wasn't much to grab. It was enough out in front of him. So we're just starting the fourth quarter. Again, Lincoln County High School football brought to you by our title sponsor, Bugbusters of Lincolnton. And this time, Amir Dalton carries the ball, and nothing doing there. As I say that, they give him forward progress of a yard. There's an announcer's curse.
Self-cursing.
I did it to myself.
Well, I haven't had a chance to look too much at the North Davidson roster, but I do on this first page see a lot of juniors and seniors.
Hand off to 9, Dalton again. He's greeted by Ryan Bassani.
Haven't heard too much from Ryan. He said he's still kind of coming back from that injury.
He's had the foot issue, and he also had the bit of a sprained knee as well. But starting to look a little more like himself.
Absolutely. Him and Sturgill make up a pretty good pair there at the defensive linebacker spots.
So 3rd and 9, Pickle back in the pocket, flushed out by Rinkus, throws, he's got Dalton, and there's a busted coverage there. He was all by himself. Well, and it won't matter because there's a flag on the play. Holding on number 70, that is Lincoln Davis. The younger, I would imagine that's the younger brother of Thomas Davis, who's a senior, number 72. If it's anything like West Lincoln and some of these other schools where it's brothers and then the sister wins homecoming. No, that's what happened at Lincolnton this year. You got Rashad Lynch, you got the R.J. Lynch, and then the sister won homecoming.
Wasn't her name Princess? Wasn't her name Princess Queen?
Princess Lynch. That's Princess right. Lynch. Yeah, she had the name. She had the name for homecoming queen. That's for sure. Pickle flushed out of the pocket, runs towards the sideline. He's hit right at the edge of the sideline and driven all the way to the track. The ball flutters out of bounds. Incomplete.
Sturgill on the pressure.
Somebody's trying to get a penalty on the sideline here. I'm not sure who that is in the white jacket. He's walking up the sideline. That'd be a good idea. So he was giving the line judge here an earful. Connor Dunn to punt. Left-footed kicker, a bit of a rugby style. Gets it across the 40, down to, and touched at the 38-yard line.
Well, like I say, this is a fantastic job here by North Lincoln. Again, a lot of seniors. I think they knew kind of what to expect. They've done a great job all year getting up for these games, and they've just been methodical. Both sides of the ball doing a fantastic job.
Nice to start their drive first and 10 from their own 32-yard line.
I think we're going to see a sub at the quarterback position, number 5. Again, I keep thinking this is backwards, but Burns, Danny.
Why do you, what is it?
I've got first name Burns,
Yeah.
last name Danny. They keep saying Danny Burns. I think I messed
Danny Burns hands off.
Number 3, Shannon Wingett.
It's easy to be quarterback. You just keep handing it off the Wingett. And he gets out to the 41-yard line, gain of 9. And the total just keeps getting a little bit higher, up to 160 yards now on the game.
Yeah, I think it's one guy you won't want to get hurt is him. You need to get him out.
I think you'll see him come out here shortly because they are up 37 points, and there's only 9 minutes to play. Save him for next week. You don't want to get an injury right here late in the game.
You got everybody else subbed in. Time for the
hand off to Wingett. This time there's nothing available. He goes down. No gain on the play. I do like the North Davidson roster, though. Comes with a pronunciation guide.
Oh, you just have a better roster than I got.
Look at this.
Oh,
Zaylen Jasius. Amir. Rhymes with lace. I mean, you got to like that. That's quality. You don't always get a I wish Statesville would give us a pronunciation guide. Good Lord. That roster's killer.
That must be Alberti, number 35.
Yep. The Alberti crowd has been heard from.
We don't need to look at that number when we...
As soon as the crowd in front, I think that's who the Kerry Miller wannabe group is here. So he carries that, gets 6 yards, gets stood up, but not before getting a Turner Hauser Insurance first down. Yeah, we always know when Anthony Alberti is in the game. There's never a doubt. First and 10 from the 45. Handoff. This time goes to number 14, Braden Still. And here's where we're hearing different portions of the crowd here as different players get in the game. And just keeping the clock rolling, keep it on the ground. 7 minutes to play. Thankfully,
it's not out is always Wingett.
Burns keeps it. That's not going to work out too well. He's going to lose 3 on that one.
Danny Burns on the quarterback keeper. Stop on the play.
I don't know if he was supposed to keep it or not, but he ran straight into a couple players for North Davidson. Probably wishes he had handed it off.
Third down and drop below the waist on the offense.
Oh, I didn't even see the penalty there.
I did not see a flag thrown anywhere. That was interesting.
Yeah, it's at the 50. Like I said, I didn't see it until he went to pick it up.
Oh.
How many is he marking off?
I don't know.
I guess that's one of those 10-yarders.
Well, no, I think it's a 15-yarder if it's from the 50.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a 15-yard penalty on the Knights, and that'll make it 3rd and 20. Or 20. Let's try and be pronounced correctly.
Enunciate.
That's the word I was looking for, sir. Thank you. Burns keeps it, goes around right side, pitches. Good pitch, right on the money. Trying to see who caught it. Is that AG? No, that is Alberti.
Crowd wasn't really.
They didn't tell us. They did not let us know he caught the ball. We need to wake this crowd up here in front of us. I know. What are you going to do? So it's 4th and 13. That means Tanner Ayers will be coming on. Ayers, as we mentioned before the ball game, 39 yards per punt this year. So the kicking game is getting it done for Coach Nick Basil and the Knights. Now this one not so good because we said something, and he's just looks like a good lob wedge there, lands and sits.
I don't think I can get my lob wedge to stop.
I can't either. It's the darndest thing. So a 31-yard punt, no return. So North Davidson will get the ball back. 5 minutes to go in the game. They'll get it at their own 28-yard line. And they've really not had very good field position all game either. What was their best? 20, 15, 20, 35. 43-yard line looks like about the best field position they've had all game.
Yeah, I think it was on that penalty they had there in the second quarter. North Lincoln in that screen pass that they stopped.
Hayes, this time, gets around the left side. Goes from the 28-yard line all the way out to the 44. So Hayes finally getting loose a little bit. Gain of 16, which is more than that's about his total for the game.
Looks like we got a whole new 11 out here for the North Lincoln Knights. A lot of different numbers. Yeah, a lot of subs.
Yeah, there goes Houston Summey. That was probably about the only starter that I think was still left in there. So it is play everybody time. 37 points ahead. No reason not to. Pickle throws, kind of sidearms it out there. Flag comes in from behind. We'll see what the flag is. Pass is complete to Forrest. He gets out to the 49. Flag down at the 46. It came in from, was it the umpire? Yeah, it was the umpire. And that usually means,
ineligible man downfield.
Ineligible downfield. That's a different one. Surprised he had time enough to get downfield because he slung that out there pretty quick. So that's a 5-yard penalty. I think he marked off a few more than 5, but hey, I can't count.
Yeah,
I only taught math.
He put it over here on the 46-yard line.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Hand off to Hayes again, up the middle, breaks it to the outside, jumps over one tackler, leaps another, and he's finally brought down at the 35-yard line.
Stop on the play by Dom Kimball.
Gain of 26 on that one, I believe.
First down and 10 North Davidson.
So he's got 11, 16, and 26 on the last couple carries. He gets into night territory, and a first down, Turner Hauser Insurance first down at the 36.
There's a lot of the JV backups.
Handoff. He's got room down the left sideline. Shoved out of bounds.
Stop on the play by number 23, Zach Hartwell.
And a gain of 14 on that play. So they're in the red zone at the 19, 1st and 10. Again, the clock is at 3:20 to play in the game. Hand off to Hayes. And found that they can run the ball right at the moment. Good. There's going to be a holdout in front. I was watching that one. Ryan Forrest, the wide receiver, had a fistful of jersey, and it wasn't in the chest area. He had a hand up around the shoulder pad. So that's going to be a holding call. Holding on number 5, and that'll be from the spot of the foul. So they're actually going to get 6 yards on the play. So it'll be 1st and 4, it looks like.
Yeah, there's no reason to even hold out there. He just push him into the end zone. He was...
First down and 5.
So 3 minutes to go. 43-6 on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard. Hand off to Hayes. He finds a hole, vaults over one tackler.
Jalen Hayes on the carry.
Hayes again. He gets the Turner Hauser Insurance first down, gets down to the 5-yard line. So gain of 9 on that play. You look at his stats at the end of the night, they're not going to look bad. Problem is, it's all in the fourth quarter here.
I was going to say,
and they're down 37.
Maybe some of their other yards and some of the other games are like this.
Because we knew coming in they weren't an offensive juggernaut. Hayes again. He's just going to follow his blockers. Gets close to the end zone. It's finally stacked up at the 1-yard line.
Good job there by the backups.
Stop on the play by number 71, Tyler Behe.
And that's the Alberti crew. They're hanging out tonight.
They're cheering for about everybody at this point. So 2nd and goal, ball at the 1. Expect to see Dalton. Well, the quarterback fell down, but Pickle was able to hand it to Zaylen Hayes, and he walks into the end zone. And that'll be a Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Lincolnton touchdown for the Black Knights.
Yeah, I think he got stepped on by one of his linemen. He's
Did he?
hobbling off the way he looks.
Oh, okay.
But either way, he's able to complete the handoff.
So Connor Dunn will be on to attempt the extra point. Hold by Bryce Burkhart. James River PAT, snap, hold, kick is up, and this time it is good. So with 1:35 to play in the ball game, it's North Lincoln 43, North Davidson 13. We'll be back with the rest of the game after this timeout.
The Dodge Black Friday sales event is underway at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lincoln. Get in on big performance and receive $11,100 total bonus cash allowance on the new 2024 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat. And if you're a Ford brand owner or leasee, you can get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on a new 2024 Dodge Durango. All during the Black Friday sales event at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1442 East Main Street in Lincoln.
So back here now, we've got 1:35 to go in the ball game. Let's see if we can get some other scores around the area there. Scott?
Yeah, we've got Maiden 21, Lincolnton 16. But they scored a touchdown, but didn't get the extra point.
Maiden 21, Lincoln 16.
We say it and it comes out there.
Hey, that's I can throw my voice.
You do. You sound like Carrie, though. Don't want to throw it that far.
Okay. 21-21, Kings Mountain and East Lincoln.
That's quite the ball game.
I think that's everybody because we're a little bit ahead of everybody. But
Yeah, we are, since this was a 7 o'clock start.
yeah. Crest 35, East Guilford 3. There's a 2-second update.
Number 17, Blaze Phillips. And number 35,
So Dunn will kick off. Alberti back to receive. Let's see if we can hear this. turn up the crowd mic here because the Albertis are right in front of us. Have some fun with them. He runs it to the 20-yard line.
Still got Wingate out there. Do I have another fullback?
Guess not. I don't think. Don't hand it to him at this point. I mean, geez.
I know. I didn't say just. It's like
So
might
he's
be
up to-
victory formation anyway.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. So minute 29 to go. North Lincoln's just going to snap and kneel. So they lose the yard. They don't care at this point. All they want is the clock to keep rolling. North Davidson is not going to use their timeouts on this. I'm sure of that. I don't think they have a 31-point play in their back pocket.
No. Plenty of time on the play clock.
Yep, still 10 on the play clock. They're just going to let it roll as far as they can. Burns is looking at it, waiting. Snap and kneel right at 1. And there's 40 seconds, so there's a 2-second differential. They'll have to do it one more time, and then that will be it. So the final score will be 43-13. North Lincoln will advance. They will play the winner of South Rowan and West Henderson, 26 versus 7. Those are the seeds. We have no score on that, and that will be the last snap. And that'll do it. The teams are shaking hands. And the final score on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard will be the North Lincoln Knights 43, the North Davidson Black Knights 13. We'll be back with a stadium post-game show brought to you by Glen Oaks Golf Club after this timeout while we add up all the numbers.
It's time to gobble up the savings at Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lincoln. Hurry in now and save big during the red tag sale. All remaining 2024 models gotta go. You save thousands of dollars. Ask about special lease deals on the Chevy Equinox EV and the Chevy Blazer EV. You'll find great rates as low as 0%, and Costco members get an extra $1,000 discount. And check out the big inventory of Car Bravo pre-owned vehicles at Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lincoln. Online at abernathychevrolet.com. Like them on Facebook, too. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping in Lincoln and ask about the lawn care agreements for both residential and commercial, starting at $199 per month, including mowing, edging, string trimming, and blowing. Silver, gold, and platinum packages are available on a 12-month agreement, including 41 yearly visits, 30 weekly March through September, 11 off-season visits during October through February. And they'll even clean out your flower beds. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping at 704-718-4988, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrotherslandscaping.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
For your pest control for your home or business, who you going to call? Bug Busters. For over 25 years, they've been serving North and South Carolina with the best in professional pest control. Family and veteran-owned and operated. From crawl space encapsulation to termites to wildlife to pest control to structural repair to waterproofing. They do it all. Call 704-732-2227. Online at bugbusters.com. Like them on Facebook, too. Who you going to call? Bug Busters.
Polaris Deal Days are underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Now get up to $3,000 off select off-road Polaris vehicles. Built to go, priced to move. Also, it's the CF Moto All Cylinders Sales Event with financing as low as 0.99% or rebates up to $1,500. And get Honda bonus bucks up to $1,500 for accessories, protection plans, or for your down payment at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
You can book your tee times online at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden. Just go online at glenoaksgolf.com. Pick out your tee time and book it. Check out their pro shop, snack bar, driving range, and banquet hall. And memberships are available. For more information, call 828-428-2451. or again, go online at glenoaksgolf.com and like them on Facebook too. For over 60 years, Honda Motorcycles of Shelby has been serving this area, and they continue to do so today. Right now, you'll find a good inventory of dirt bikes, plus 150 and up to 450 models of on- and off-road bikes. See the new 2024 Honda Rebel, along with 4x4 ATVs and side-by-sides, including the Pioneer and the Talon, plus Gold Wings and Trikes. And don't forget about their parts and service department. That's Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at HondaMotorcyclesOfShelby.com. Tarzan says it's the biggest tree cutting special he's ever seen from J. Douglas Tree Service. Why, it's so big, it's driving cheetah bananas. Now, for a limited time from J. Douglas Tree Service, all current customers can take 10% off. But that's not all. New customers get 20% off. Trim it up, cut it down, and they also do stump grinding. And they've just recently added the 75-foot bucket truck. Call 704-689-9459. Again, 704-689-9459 for a free estimate. That's J. Douglas Tree Service.
Your land, your vision. At James River Equipment, we know every property is unique. Whether you're planting a garden, raising livestock, or just enjoying wide open spaces, we've got the perfect John Deere tractor for you. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 72 months on select John Deere compact tractors. Visit JamesRiverEquipment.com to find a location near you. Ends 10/25/24. Subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. James River delivers.
Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flipped through magazines, and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their mini floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. See the page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
Back now for the Stadium Postgame Show, brought to you by Glen Oaks Golf Club of Maiden. And it was pretty much North Lincoln all night long. The two scores that North Davidson got were late in the game. So let's do a recap of the game, brought to you by Parker Farm Service of Kings Mountain. And after forcing a 3-and-out on the first possession by North Davidson, North Lincoln took the ball, drove down the field, got a 7-yard touchdown run from Shannon Wingate. PAT by Jake Dillingham was good, and it was 7-0, and they had run 5 minutes off the clock on that drive. Then an interception by Tim Folk set North Lincoln up in good field position. They drove down the field, got a 3-yard touchdown run from Wingate again. This time they actually went for 2, but out of a kick formation. And the pass from Sipe to Aaron Doden was good for 2, and it was 15-0 with just a minute to go in the first quarter. Another punt, and then a 10-yard touchdown run by Eli Sipe. That's the right name, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just, you've said a name enough times, and then you're going, wait a minute, is that the right name? So
yeah, Eli, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Rosters are buried, and it's just a disaster here right now. Dillingham with the extra point, 22-0. And then just before the half, North Davidson threw an interception at the goal line, picked off by Tanner Ayers, and that was it for the halftime score was 22-0. Then on the first possession of the third quarter, North Lincoln gets the ball, short drive, all of 32 plays, 30 seconds. touchdown pass from Eli Sipe to Landon Agee, 54 yards. Point after touchdown was good, 29 to nothing. And after a 3-and-out and a punt, sounds familiar. North Lincoln drives down again. Shannon Wingate gets his third touchdown run of the game, this time a 1-yard plunge. Another point after touchdown. It's 36 to nothing, and then pretty much at this point it was a lot of subs for North Lincoln, and what will the final score be? Because that's all we were up to at that point. Then we get Zaylin Hayes with an 11-yard touchdown run. Missed the extra point, 36 to 6. North Lincoln goes down and scores again. This time, Sipe finds Jake Delos Santos for a 39-yard touchdown pass. Another extra point, 43 to 6. And then they finally finished it off with a minute 35 to go. Hayes with his second touchdown of the night, a 1-yard touchdown run. The extra point's good this time, makes it 43 to 13, and that was the final score. So that's a recap of the game. Now let's do a recap of the statistics here. We'll start with North Davidson. They ended up 11 of 18 passing, but for only 122 yards, 2 interceptions. Now they ran it a little better, but that was because the fourth quarter there was a lot of substitutes in for North Lincoln. They ended up with 21 carries for 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, both by Hayes. So they ended up with a total of 272 yards offense. But again, almost 200 of that was in the second half. Yeah. A lot of penalties. They had 10 penalties. You know, if you can only get them 5 at a time, they only had 55 yards in penalties. But they had 10 of them, and it kept getting them at the wrong time.
And both sides of the ball. It was just false starts and jumping off sides.
So Mari Dalton ended up with 75 yards rushing, and Zaylin Hayes ended up with 79. Again, most of that was in garbage time in the fourth quarter. Dalton was the leading receiver, 5 catches. 27, I should have added this up, for about 100 yards. So Dalton is their favorite target, so he had the bulk of the yards that they had. Let's see. Yeah, he had almost all of them except, let's see, 102 yards out of 122. Wow. So, and again, some of those were late as well. On the other side for North Lincoln, a big offensive performance. 44 carries, 349 yards, right around what they average, but here's the kicker. 4 of 8 passing, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns, and it could have been 5 touchdowns.
Let me see. That's their average, 21 yards. Pretty close, right? Or 25? Nope. 28 yards.
No, 26.2.
Okay.
There we go.
Moving up in the world.
Yep. They actually outdid their average, and there were 2 or 3 in the first half that should have been 30 or more. So they could have really jacked their average up. And let's see. So the leading rushers, let's see. So you had Agee had a 54-yard catch. DeSantos had a 39-yard catch. And then the other 2 catches were 9 and 3 yards. So leading rusher, Shannon Wingate, 23 carries, 160 yards. Not far behind him, 9 carries, 111 yards for Landon Agee. And the rest of the team, 29, 36, 13. So a total of 349 yards, so 454 yards offense. And it could have been more.
Yeah, I can say that's going to be tough for whoever plays them next week. Like I say, they get the rolling, and they get that kicking game in order. They say this is a run that I think North Lincoln's been kind of hoping for, having this many seniors and things coming together and a little bit of health back on their side.
Got that week off. I think that did a lot of teams a lot of good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's it for the recap of the game, brought to you by Parker Farm Service of Kings Mountain. And now it's time for some post-game awards. We'll do the best we can on the Subway sub of the game, brought to you by Subway of Boger City.
Yeah, a lot of subs in the fourth quarter, and of course we were in the Alberti section.
We were
by proxy, so
they'd be sitting in front of us.
But I mean, he touched the ball 3 times there. Number 35, Anthony Alberti, had 2 rushes for 13 yards, kind of keep things going a little bit there in the fourth quarter. And I had a kickoff return for about 12. I'm trying to remember. He was pretty close to my side here. But good job there for Anthony Alberti. Looks like put a little weight on here in the off season next year, and could fill in one of those spots and step right in. So Anthony Alberti is the sub of the game, brought to you by Subway of Boulder City for North Lincoln.
And next up is the offensive player of the game, brought to you by Rhodes and Beal Oil Company of Lincolnton.
First off, we're going to give an honorable mention to Eli Sipe.
Yes.
Again, running that offense very, very well, as he always seems to do. Had 2 touchdown passes and a touchdown run. Again, just ran the offensive beautifully. I think one thing I'm sort of trying to remember is that the ball wasn't on the ground very much. I mean, I know the couple times that we've covered them, they've maybe not lost a lot of fumbles, but they at least put it on the ground. And against
but tonight,
Hickory, I don't remember it touching the ground maybe even once.
Yeah, I don't remember a thing here.
Which is one of the things I think they were really trying to clean up. Again, that week off might have helped there, but offensive player of the game is going to go to number 20, Landon Agee for North Lincoln. As you mentioned, 9 carries, 111 yards. The one obviously that stands out is the 57, 54, whatever yard run kind of in front of us here. Get it down for Wingate, one of Wingate's 3 touchdowns, but also had the 1 reception for 54 yards, and so that was his touchdown. So basically touched the ball 10 times for 165 yards.
Oof.
That's
nice night.
16 and a half yards a touch there for our offensive player of the game, Landon Agee. Again, offensive player of the game brought to you by Rhodes and Beal Oil Company of Lincoln.
And as you were mentioning the turnovers, I've pulled my sheet out here. They've had 22 fumbles on the season, lost 15 of them. So, and then 3 interceptions, so 18 turnovers. And the reason they're 9-1 was fumbles, because against Hickory they had 6 fumbles, lost 4, and threw 2 interceptions. You're not going to beat the defending state champs with 6 turnovers.
I don't think you're going to beat anybody with 6 turnovers.
Not usually.
Not too many.
Not too many times. So next up is the defensive player of the game, brought to you by Western Steer Steakhouse of Newton.
Seems like it's like this in a lot of our games. North Lincoln just does a great job, everybody on the defensive side.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to pick out one, but, I'm kind of going with Tanner Ayers, number 8 for North Lincoln. 6 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and had an interception right on the goal line, and was able to bring that back out to somewhere about the 23, 24-yard line.
On that.
And he was disruptive in other areas. I remember we called his name out a couple times, getting in the backfield and breaking up some other pass plays. So Tanner Ayers did a fantastic job on the defensive side for North Lincoln. And so he is our defensive player of the game, brought to you again by Western Steer Steakhouse of Newton.
And our overall player of the game is brought to you by Abernathy Chevrolet of Lincolnton.
Another great job by Shannon Wingate. I mean, just hard runs. Like I say, was running the veer sort of tight. Again, just upside the center. A few times they would widen out outside. It didn't really matter where they ran him. He was getting chunk yards, getting big yards, was able to finish off drives. Ended up, as you mentioned earlier on the recap, 23 carries, 160 yards, 3 touchdowns, and was the only sub on the offensive side. It didn't come out. So putting a lot of faith in him. They're going to need him, again, if they're going to make that run here in the playoffs. But Shannon Wingate's doing a fantastic job. I think that's 3 more touchdowns. That's, 27 on the year?
Correct.
Which is just unbelievable. And he was averaging 150 yards a game, and so he just went a little bit above and beyond that.
So he's now over 1,700 yards on the season. I've got him at about 1,732.
Awesome.
He actually beat his average.
Yeah.
At the fullback.
Yeah.
They just keep opening up holes, and he's quick enough, hit them and break them outside, or if there's nothing there, he'll just run over people and get some more yards after contact. It's just he's just done a great job for him on that base play, and it opens up everything else for him, because he can, if you don't get him and he gets to the second level, he can break it to the outside, and he's got speed enough to take what could be a 10-yard run and turn it into 40 or 50.
Absolutely. like I said, Edom does a good job sort of blocking upon occasion for Eli, or maybe one of the wing backs, AG or Folk, and so just good team player. But again, overall player of the game, Shannon Wingate for North Lincoln. Again, 23 carries, 160 yards, 3 touchdowns. Overall player of the game brought to you by Abernathy Chevrolet of Lincoln.
So let's take a look at the scores that are on the scoreboard, and then we'll wrap it up here, kind of see where things might work for next week. I've got the pairings here. So Ashbrook is leading Northwest Cabarrus 21-7 in the fourth quarter. So if Ashbrook were to win that game, they would play the winner of South Point and Montgomery Central. So Ashbrook and South Point can meet again. It's not unusual to see matchups in the second round. What was unusual is to see Maiden and Lincolnton in the first round. And the consolation prize is, hey, you get Shelby.
And on that note,
here we go.
Lincolnton doing Lincolnton stuff. Maiden still up 28-23. Looks like we had a little video here, but yeah, the extra point was good. So Lincolnton doing what, trying to make another comeback here against Maiden.
And Kings Mountain now up 35-21. I'm sure that'll thrill everybody in the press box here at North Lincoln. It's 35-21 with 8 seconds to go in the third quarter. So there's still another quarter to play. That was a 7:30 start. Let's see, where else have we got here? Shelby, there'll be a running clock in the second half, 42-0 at the half over Moorhead. Let's see here. East Rutherford leads North Surrey 28-18. That's a game you can listen to on Waggy, one of our sister stations here. The Kings Mountain score we just mentioned. Rendleman's pulling away from East Gaston 27-7. That's to be expected. Rendleman was the 4th seed. East Gaston was the 29th. So you don't normally see upsets in that position. Burns leads North Stanley 24. Oops, darn it. Hit the wrong thing. Screens get a little touchy at times. Okay, oh, Crudola, there we go. Oh, now I'm back at the bottom. Oh, let's see here. Now I'm only getting 5 games to, because it went to the Big South. I messed up. Okay. You know what? You got to be smarter than the. You got to be smarter than the. Okay. This is quality radio here, isn't it? I'm trying to get my phone to work. It's not cooperating, blah, 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 blah. Huff smoked South Iredell. So Hickory 53-0 over Tuscola. Hickory will now play the winner of. They will play Statesville.
Okay.
Statesville won 15-13, so we'll have a rematch of Statesville and Hickory in round 2. And let's see here, going down the list. Yada 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 yada. Monroe, no one wants them in 2A. They won 69-0. Statesville over Franklin, we said that, 15-13. So Statesville will travel to Hickory again. Let's see here. Bunker Hill beat Hendersonville 55-26. So they will play the winner of Brevard and Anson. If Brevard wins, Bunker Hill will go on the road. If Anson wins, the game will be at Bunker Hill. Oh, my goodness. Huss had to play West Charlotte. 40-0 West Charlotte in the third quarter. West Charlotte is ranked 13th in the state overall. So if they run into Hickory at some point down the road, that could be one heck of a ball game. Let's see here. And now we got a bunch of Eastern scores. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. I wish I could set this up where I just get the games I want, not all of them, but you can either do it where it's just by a league or if it's by the whole association. Bandy's season has ended. They lose to Community School of Davidson 42-6. I believe they finished 6-5 on the season. Going from memory, that's never good. Let's see. Our score 43-13. Alexander Central lost to Mooresville 70-0. Ew. Crest leads in the fourth quarter over Eastern Guilford 49-10. Let's see. Crest would play. They'll play the winner of North Iredale Oak Grove, which appears like it's going to be Oak Grove, so Crest would go on the road and have to play Oak Grove. North Rowan, 34, Cherryville 26. So the Ironmen are hanging in there. It's in the fourth quarter. South Point did win, so they will play Ashbrook.
I think Ashbrook's the one that beat them, is it not?
42-7. Bessemer City, here we go. Kevin will be happy. Bessemer City is up 24-14 in the third quarter. Oak Grove leads North Iredale 42-13, so Oak Grove looks to be winning that one. And they will be, means Crest will be going on the road to Oak Grove next week. Burns is still leading 24-10 in the fourth quarter. Burns would play the winner of, they will play Monroe. Oh, they're the ones that get Monroe.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. Here's your prize.
That's right. You get this.
Yes, so they're leading North Stanley, and they would get Monroe next week at Monroe. Goodness. Let's see. We're just about done here. Halftime. Ashbrook 24-7 over. Here's a surprise. West Lincoln 35, Mount Pleasant 28 in the fourth quarter. So West Lincoln, who went on the road last year, did they go on the road last year and win?
Everybody lost.
No, we did
that.
We did the first round game. They won at home, and then they lost on the road. So looking to win on a playoff game for about the third or fourth year in a row at least.
And you said Bandy's won or Community School of Davidson?
Community School of Davidson won easily.
It
was like 34-6.
Okay.
Something like that. So West Lincoln's pulled ahead. Murphy leads Highland Tech 56-6. Sorry for the Rams there. My goodness, have to go that far and play a team that good.
The old wing T back in the day. I don't know if they still run that.
Maiden 28, Lincolnton 23. That's still that score. Rundleman 27-7 over East Gaston. And nothing on West Henderson, South Rowan, and that's the one we really want to know because that will be the opponent for North Lincoln next week. And I think that's it for the scoreboard. So that'll do it. We're done here. Any final thoughts, Scott? What you've seen out of North Lincoln?
I can say I don't know, you were probably the same. We were just kind of expecting that. Just, again, having that week off to kind of regroup, get healthy, and they looked like it. They came out ready to go on both sides of the ball. Offensively, just kind of did what they normally do, run it. Threw some mix in some passes. Looked fantastic. If they come out of this just as healthy, whoever they play next week's, it's going to be an interesting game, especially if it's West Henderson, number 7 seed. But I think it's just a fantastic job by North Lincoln.
It was. Did well in every phase of the game. Offense, defense, kicking game. Nothing let them down tonight. Actually, throwing the ball was better than usual.
Right.
And they were so close to hitting. They could have been 7 of 8 for about 5 touchdowns. They were getting receivers open and just couldn't quite make the reception. So that will wrap it up here for North Lincoln. Beautiful Pumpkin Center. And the final score is North Lincoln 43. They go to 10-1 on the season. North Davidson 13. They drop to 4-7. Their season is complete. So we will let you know where we are going to be next week. It looks like we're going to have 2 teams advance that we know North Lincoln is. West Lincoln's in good shape. Lincolnton, there's time left on the clock.
Coming back.
So there's always time for them. But East Lincoln is down 2 scores now at Kings Mountain. So it would be surprising if they came back. They could, but it'd be surprising at this point. So we will let you know what we'll be with Lincoln County football next week. So we thank you for joining us. I'm Dave Potter. He's Scott Tudor. Thanks to Calvin, JP, and Kevin back in the home office. And our final score again, one last time, North Lincoln 43, North Davidson 13. We thank you for joining us, and good night.
Explore the outdoors with a Can-Am from Power Max Motorsports at Iron Station. From open road to the trails, there's a Can-Am right for you. And now the new 2025 Can-Ams are in stock. And ask about promotional financing on the remaining 2024 Can-Am models. And see the street-legal, road-ready Can-Ams with heating and air conditioning. And be sure to check out the end-of-the-season deals on the remaining Toro mowers. That's Power Max Motorsports, 3636 East Highway 27 in Iron Station. Online at PowerMaxMotorsports.com. Rhodesville Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Piedmont of North and South Carolina since 1919. Sure, they deliver to your home with home heating oils. They'll help keep you warm, but they do a whole lot more. They feature bulk fuel delivery, on-site and commercial fueling, backup generator fueling, and farm and agricultural fueling. For home or business or farms, call on Rhodesville Oil Company in Lincoln, 704-735-2508. Online at rhodesandville.com, located at 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook, too. Start up the savings on your auto insurance with a stop at Turner Hauser Insurance Group in downtown Lincoln, your area insurance agency. Jamie Hauser invites you to stop in and find out how you can save money on all of your insurance needs, from home to auto to commercial to farm to life. Visit them at their office at 228 East Main Street, downtown Lincoln. Just look for the big blue awning. That's Turner Hauser Insurance Group, your area insurance agency. Call 704-732-9577 or visit the website at turnerhauserins.com.
I work my tractor.